Douluo, I'm a zombie. I'm the spokesperson for plants. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 1. The first time I didn't know the value of soul power awakening, I cried as I looked at the ball in the air. Kuiwaguzi, a small, rustic village, not as high-end and classy as Shanghai village, just a small village that produces a lot of melon seeds. There are two small earthen hills on the east side of the village, almost merging together, and the shape is quite rigid. The old bachelors in the village are used to calling it Hen Run Mountain. The sun rose early today, just after breakfast. The sun was already emitting brilliance like it was free. The heat wave rolled over the mountains. The dry breath in the air was mixed with a hint of pure natural melon seed aroma. The fields were golden, and they looked up at the sky. Now is the season for sunflower seed revenue. In the fields, men and women wearing straw hats are busy with farm work among the tall sunflower stalks, talking and laughing. Poor and rich. Little sunflower mom class is open. Children are all welcome. Classic melody, familiar accent, and colorful lyrics. On this alien continent, a familiar song from Earth was heard. A cute 6-year-old child was sitting on the ridge of the field, putting the huge flower plates into a sack while chewing melon seeds and humming a song. Suddenly, someone shouted loudly on the side of the field, "Lin Huan, hurry up, the martial soul awakening is about to begin, why don't you go back?" The boy heard someone shouting, subconsciously threw a handful of melon seeds in his hand into the bag, swallowed the seeds in his mouth, turned around and saw that it was the ditch chief of Sunflower Ditch. No, the village chief Lin Ping, a tall and strong old man. Huh? Isn't the martial soul awakening tomorrow? Lin Huan looked confused. Could it be that he had miscalculated the day? He sat up from the ground with his buttocks raised, not caring whether the 3 days before was the third day or the third day, and he hit his buttocks with his heels, trotting all the way to the village. "Uncle Bai Yuntao, wait for me. I haven't awakened yet. I won't feel at ease in the future without your blessing." Lin Huan has been traveling for 6 years. After knowing that this is Douluo continent, he began to strengthen his body. He didn't have his own skills, so he practiced the exercise items and keep used in his previous life. The main items were yoga and some physical fitness exercises. Now, Lin Huan, who is about to awaken his martial arts soul, is a little excited. "I wonder if this straw will produce gold? Will it be double gold?" The deacon of the Wuhan Hall who is responsible for awakening the martial arts souls of the villages near Notting City this year is Su Yuntao, who is famous in the world. At this time, he is in the Wuhan branch hall of Kuiwaguzi. The so-called Wuhan branch hall is actually the brigade house in the village. A wooden sign in front of the door reads Wuhan Hall Kuiwaguzi Branch Hall. Of course, this wooden sign can be removed and replaced at ordinary times. If it is not the day of martial arts awakening, the wooden sign of this house will be replaced with another one. Kuiwaguzi Village Committee. Usually, if there is something that needs a venue, the villagers will gather here, and now, it is a branch hall for martial soul awakening. There are 7 children of the right age in Kuiwagu this year. At this time, Su Yuntao has awakened the last one. As expected, the first 6 children have no soul power, but if nothing unexpected happens, something unexpected will happen. Martial soul blue silver grass, no soul power, is considered a standard useless martial soul. Su Yuntao explained, looking at all the children who have awakened. He will remove the martial soul possession, pack up and prepare to go to the next village. "Master Su Yuntao, I'm sorry, there is still a child. I need to trouble you again. I'm really sorry." As the village chief's rough voice sounded, Su Yuntao turned his head and saw a tall old man holding a little kid in his hand running towards here. The faint soul power fluctuations indicated that the old man in front of him was also a soul master. Lin Ping, martial soul ho, innate soul power half level, 68 years old this year, 17th level weapon soul master. Su Yuntao stopped what he was doing, looked at Lin Ping who ran to him breathlessly, nodded to him, gently took the baby in his hand and put it down. Lin Huan looked at the handsome Su Yuntao in front of him, and quickly pretended to be pitiful. "Sorry, Master Soul Master, I ran to the field to work after breakfast, and forgot about today's martial soul awakening. Sorry." As he spoke, he blinked his big watery eyes and looked at Su Yuntao with a wrinkled face mixed with various emotions such as grievance and fear. "I don't know if it's because of different physiques. For example, some people get pregnant easily, and they get pregnant after chatting online for a few words. Some people don't get fat even if they eat a lot, and some people don't get tanned even if they are often exposed to the sun. Lin Huan is such a person. He likes to bask in the sun, but his skin is not tanned at all, but white and tender. Moreover, because he gets a lot of sun exposure, he is much taller than children of the same age. He is a pretty and cute little boy, and therefore he can get by with Su Yuntao smoothly." He looked at the little kid in front of him. A hint of hidden warmth flashed in his eyes, and he reached out and gently touched Lin Huan's head. "It's okay, no delay. Come and stand here." As Lin Huan walked into the center of the 6 black stones, Su Yuntao exerted his soul power, and the light gold slowly condensed, more and more dense. Even Lin Ping, who was watching, could feel a warm breath. This strange phenomenon also made Su Yuntao's heart beat wildly. "This is stable. The rhythm of gold is coming. It's coming. It's coming." Excited heart, trembling hands. With the obvious hot breathing and disordered heartbeats of the crowd, Lin Huan subconsciously raised his right hand, and a big golden flower appeared in everyone's eyes. It was the signature product of Sunflower Village. Sunflower. For a moment, everyone felt a little speechless. Could it be that the awakening of this martial soul is related to Feng Shui? If I had known earlier, I would have taken Huan to the Holy Soul Village next door to awaken him. Maybe he could have awakened a powerful martial soul. Lin Ping, who was originally so excited that his face flushed, was obviously stunned when he saw the sunflower martial soul. Then he couldn't hide his disappointment and murmured softly, "No wonder this kid likes to bask in the sun." It turns out that he likes the sun. Su Yuntao was also a little discouraged. "Yes, I shouldn't have had too much hope. How could these rural villages have top-level martial souls that I could awaken? Alas, my pair of fiery eyes have no chance to show off. I can definitely detect the top-level martial souls. If there were exceptions, I would have discovered it long ago." Suddenly, he saw Lin Huan's left hand hidden behind his back without a trace, as if he was covering something, and his heart moved slightly. "Come on, stretch out your left hand for me to see. Did you steal my crystal ball?" Lin Huan's expression remained unchanged, looking at Su Yuntao who was staring at him. After a moment's hesitation, he raised his left hand and stretched it in front of Su Yuntao. As his palm slowly opened, dang dang dang, nothing. Lin Huan secretly breathed a sigh of relief. Fortunately, his second martial soul was a beast martial soul, and it was a human martial soul that would not change much in appearance even if it was possessed. Otherwise it would have been seen through. Su Yuntao didn't have much hope at first. He was just teasing this kid. He didn't know how many soul power crystal balls he had. But he didn't know that his teasing just now almost scared Lin Huan. He thought he was exposed. Sunflower martial soul, barely considered a weapon martial soul. I don't know if it can be developed into a food-type martial soul in the future. Let's see the soul power situation. The scarce food-type martial soul is also a small achievement in the year-end assessment. It can't be let go. As he said, he handed the blue crystal ball to Lin Huan. Following Su Yuntao's method, Lin Huan controlled himself to retract his sunflower into his body, and then put his palm on the blue crystal ball. This feeling was like being in a warm environment, and with the burst of strange suction, he couldn't pull his hand out at all. Couldn't pull it off. And his soul power essence seemed to have reached an extreme point. With his body trembling slightly and his face flushed, his soul power surged out and poured into the crystal ball crazily. With a violent tremor, everything became dull. Receiving such a huge amount of energy, the blue crystal ball in Su Yuntao's hand also trembled synchronously as if responding, as if it had also reached a peak state. The dazzling blue light instantly spread from the starting point to the entire gem. However, Lin Huan's condition was not good at this time. The crazy leakage of soul power seemed to have caused dissatisfaction in another martial soul in Lin Huan's body. Humphrey, you still want to snatch soul power from me? Give it back to me. There was another tremor, and Lin Huan's body actually burst out with a huge suction, and the crystal ball that was already full of blue light began to fade, from being all over the world at the beginning to occupying only a pitiful little spot in the Vatican in the end. Everything happened in the blink of an eye. Village Chief Lin Ping rubbed his eyes. Was it my eyes that were blurry, or was it that the crystal ball was flashing? Why did I see something different just now? Su Yuntao didn't know what was going on, but Lin Huan didn't know either. At this moment, he had already begun to secretly curse his second martial spirit. Brother, can you suck back what you spit out? I'm just testing your innate spirit power level and your potential. I'm not really taking your innate spirit power away. You're so stingy that you won't even let me take a look. What's the matter with deliberately shaking it? Besides, you should at least leave me more. I'm counting on my higher innate spirit power to get some resources or something. What can I do with this? I'll have to sell melon seeds to support you in the future? Gang Tsai's martial spirit mutation has at least half a level of spirit power. You left me this little bit. Is it enough for 0.1 level of spirit power? Just do it. He didn't know that this was the natural self-concealment of the zombie martial spirit. When the martial spirit awakened, the two martial spirits appeared at the same time, and they would inevitably compete for the control of the body. As a human-shaped martial spirit, the zombie martial spirit naturally has a higher degree of control, and has an almost perverted desire to control every bit of soul power. And the soul power test stone wants to extract soul power from him. Isn't that like playing with a sword in front of Liu Ban? No, not at all. At this time, the owner of the crystal ball, Su Yuntao, said that he didn't recognize the crystal ball. What does it mean? I have been working for half a lifetime and have never seen such a situation. I don't believe it, so I try again. Come on, put your hand on it, change your posture this time, and let's do it again. Lin Huan obediently touched the ball from another angle. However, although the big ball emitted a very strong suction force at this time, Lin Huan only had a little soul power from the Vatican, and the rest did not move in his body. No matter how the crystal ball teased him, he remained motionless, obviously entering the sage mode. Lin Huan was angry and anxious. It's a shame that you didn't use the chance I gave you. He, too. Su Yuntao hesitated for a moment and finally announced, Martial Soul Sunflower, has some innate soul power, but not much. It's. Su Yuntao racked his brains but couldn't find a suitable adjective, so he had to give up and waved his hand to remove his martial soul from the body. Today, they still have to go to other villages to awaken. After packing up everything, Su Yuntao asked inexplicably, have you considered joining the spirit hall? I guess your village chief should have mentioned the spirit hall to you before. Lin Huan looked up, looked at Lin Ping who was blinking at Lin Huan expectantly, and then looked at Su Yuntao who was calm. Master Su, I'll think about it. But, Master Su, can you show me that? Su Yuntao was a little confused and wanted to know what that was. But Lin Ping grabbed Lin Huan's ear. Don't listen to his nonsense. This kid is usually not serious. It's okay. It's okay. Su Yuntao nodded and left Sunflower Village with Lin Ping's thanks. Lin Huan still felt a little regretful that Su Yuntao didn't give him an official certification of useless spirit. If Su Yuntao recognized it, he would have a bottom line in the future. After all, it was equivalent to the blind God King opening his eyes. After sending Su Yuntao away, Lin Ping turned around and looked at Lin Huan, gritting his teeth and said, you think about it. What else is there to consider? You are so picky with more soul power. I really want to beat you to death. He was also a non-staff member of the Spirit Hall. He was once selected for the Spirit Hall's guard team. Later, after the old village chief died, he took over this inconspicuous sesame official and returned to the village. He has been here for more than 40 years. If he hadn't come back, he would at least be a great soul master now! But he has no regrets. Lin Huan had no choice but to lick his face and pretend that he didn't hear it. It's not that he didn't want to go to the spirit hall, but his spirit was a little special. Once exposed, he was afraid that he would die without a burial place. After the spirit awakened, Lin Huan successfully awakened two spirits, which made Lin Huan ecstatic. He wanted to report to Su Yuntao immediately, join the spirit hall, become the Pope's personal disciple, and climb into the Pope's bed in the future. It is not impossible to eat some soft rice and meat buns. But when he discovered his second martial soul, his heart went cold. The first martial soul, weapon martial soul, sunflower. The second martial soul, humanoid beast martial soul, zombie. That's right, Lin Huan awakened the zombie martial soul, which is why Su Yuntao still found clues when he stretched out his left hand, because this is a beast martial soul, and it will not show special effects after possessing, such as dragon or tiger possession. However, at the moment of possession, Lin Huan's blood began to turn cold, and he seemed to have a certain desire for blood and fighting, and his skin began to harden. Vajra, indestructible, violent and bloodthirsty body. Fortunately, it was only a moment that Lin Huan removed the possession of the second martial soul, otherwise he would definitely be discovered. If this was a kind martial soul, Lin Huan might have shown his potential and qualifications, and then joined the Wuhan Hall, but this is a zombie martial soul, which doesn't sound like a good person, and at that time Lin Huan could clearly feel the violent and bloodthirsty impulse in his heart and the dead air in his heart. He didn't dare to gamble. What if I go to the spirit hall and am immediately exposed to the light of an angel? What should I do? Although I say that I am a good person, who would believe me? What if there is someone with mental misophobia who insists on treating me as a fallen evil spirit master, and then directly punishes me or sends me to the city of slaughter? Don't say that there is no distinction between good and evil and spirits. That's what you say when you are strong. If you haven't grown to that level yet, you should just hide your head. It's not shameful to be alive. Do you dare to gamble with your life? Exclamation mark. Lao Lin, I remember there is a quota for work-study students in our village. Besides, we are as close as father and son. I don't think you want to pay my tuition. It's better to give it to me. Get lost. Don't come home for dinner tonight. My pond is shallow and can't accommodate a big bastard like you. Chapter 2. Little Rabbit, come home with me, please, and I will give you grass to eat. There are still 3 months of free time before the registration for this year's Nodding Soul Master Junior College. During this period, Lin Huan plans to use it to cultivate his soul power. Lin Huan's real soul power should be full innate soul power, but because the zombie martial soul does not seem to be fully nurtured, all the soul power is locked in the body without a trace of overflow. This is why Lin Huan's innate soul power detection ball cannot detect his soul power level at all. So even though Lin Huan has full innate soul power, the soul power is absorbed by the zombie martial soul. Lin Huan's current soul power level is really low. He can improve his soul power through practice, and has not reached the level bottleneck of soul power. Lin Ping, who used to be a non-staff member of the Spirit Hall, taught Lin Huan a very poor meditation method for practice. But Lin Huan felt that this meditation method was a bit too bad. If he practiced according to this meditation method, he would probably be in his 70s or 80s when he reached the 10th level of soul power. By then, those famous beauties would have gone from being yellow flowers to yellow-toothed old women. How could he realize his wish to love all living beings? Therefore, he would think about it when he had nothing to do, and wanted to develop a meditation method that was more suitable for his physique. It sounds difficult, but it's easy to say. Don't you want to think about it? But don't tell me. Don't tell me. He really made an unexpected discovery. After awakening his martial soul, he knew how his martial soul worked. The martial soul sunflower can't attack, can't defend, and can't produce melon seeds. It only has one function, which is to produce sunlight. The sunlight here is the sunshine in the Plants vs. Zombies game that he played in his previous life. It has only one function, that is, to materialize plants with various other functions, for example, pea shooters, potato mines, tall nuts, cherry bombs. As long as there is enough sunlight, various plants can be materialized at will. And soul power is the energy source of these materialized plants. Soul rings can unlock more powerful plants, and as for the soul power level, it increases the damage of plants. At Lin Huan's current cultivation speed, he can basically produce 10 sunshines a day. In addition to the plants that need to pay for sunshine, there are also some plants that are free. These plants can protect themselves before Lin Huan has enough sunlight, But these plants also need soul power to work. These are actually not Lin Huan's trump cards. What really gives Lin Huan the confidence to survive in this alien continent is his own body. Lin Huan, who has been paying attention to physical exercise and practicing yoga since he was a child, is extremely strong. In addition, the zombie martial spirit is originally a human martial spirit. The soul power he usually contains and absorbs also makes his physical fitness extremely strong. His height and bone density far exceed those of his peers, which makes him confident that he can beat the world without any opponents at the level of elementary school students. Even if it is our God King Tang San, Lin Huan is confident that he can knock him down before his hidden weapon is used. And even if Tang San does not use hidden weapons, Lin Huan is confident that he can kill him before he can make a move, because after a few days of storage, he already has enough sunlight to materialize some basic plants, such as pea shooter, also known as pea gunner. The gun is fast outside 7 steps. The gun is fast and accurate within 7 steps. If that's not enough, the sunflower can produce an energy bin every 10 days. After eating it, the shotgun is replaced by a cannon, and the revolver is transformed into a Gatling gun. No matter if you are Tang Buddha or the 3 Bodhisattvas, being timid is a lack of confidence and firepower. He can even dual-wield attack, one in each hand. If the enemy does not deploy nuclear weapons, we will not send Yan Shuangying. Sufficient firepower makes Lin Huan fearless. Of course, his current soul power level is not enough to cause fatal damage to those high-level soul masters, but it is enough to take orders from elementary school students. After Lin Huan's own test, the attack strength of the pea shooter under normal conditions is comparable to the soul master P. Klinping's soul skill attack strength, and after eating the energy bin explosion, the attack power can temporarily reach the attack power of the Great Soul Master level, but the attack speed is faster than the Great Soul Master. Of course, it consumes more soul power. With Lin Huan's current state, it can't last long, but this is enough for Lin Huan to have enough self-defense means. Meditation, practice, and in the process of constantly figuring out the meditation method that suits him, he finally figured out something by himself. He found that he particularly liked to bask in the sun, and once he released his sunflower martial spirit, his meditation speed seemed to have accelerated a lot. Lin Huan suddenly realized that this should be the so-called simulated training environment. The most suitable environment for sunflowers is of course under the sun, and when Lin Huan sat in meditation, it naturally matched a technique he had practiced in his previous life, yoga. In his previous life, Lin Huan had a girl he liked who was a yoga instructor in a Thai yoga studio. He gritted his teeth and paid 6,000 yuan to sign up for a year's class, mixing among a group of girls hoping to practice yoga with his Beiyu Guang. Dreams are full, but reality is very skinny. Unexpectedly, the yoga instructor assigned to him in the end was an old man. It is said that this old man came from the Lhasa Plateau and is proficient in tantric yoga. RNM, refund the money! As a result, when he went to withdraw from the class, he happened to meet Beiyu Guang. Lin Huan was possessed by a ghost and thought that even if he couldn't teach him hand in hand, it would be good to see her more. As a result, he followed the old man to practice sitting, body muscles, concentration, and mind and body. After a year, there were some effects. His willpower was greatly improved. He had not been sick for more than a year, and his state of mind became calm. Later, after knowing that his white moonlight was actually a Thai ladyboy, he completely broke through the defense after a year of practice. On the Douluo continent, the practice of tantric yoga from another world actually made great progress. After the soul power entered the body, his perception of the outside world became extremely sharp. Moreover, with the blessing of soul power that he did not have in the previous life, Lin Huan could clearly feel his martial soul absorbing the power of the sun! As Lin Huan continued to explore, he finally figured out a set of meditation methods that were very suitable for him, which increased his meditation speed by more than 10 times! Lin Huan called this set of exercises photosynthesis meditation method! Because the main body of this method is based on the root of sunflowers absorbing the power of the sun. Adding the special hand secrets of tantric yoga in the previous life, directly increased Lin Huan's practice speed. However, This meditation method has some unspeakable side effects. A little green. When performing the photosynthesis meditation method, a layer of light green will appear on the surface of the body, especially on the top of the head, and even a 3-leaf clover will appear. Damn, Douluo is slow. However, Lin Huan's cultivation speed in the 3-leaf gathering top state can be further improved. This also made Lin Huan sigh, thinking that he was young and would not be able to practice this thing when he was older, which was not a good omen. In less than 2 months, Lin Huan's soul power level had been cultivated from less than 1 level at the beginning to 4 levels. The speed of practicing 2 levels in almost 1 month almost made Lin Ping's eyes pop out. He was very happy for Lin Huan and agreed to let him go to Notting College alone when school started. After dinner that day, Lin Huan said hello to Lin Ping, saying that he would take a walk to digest the food, and then strolled out of the village and touched a small forest far behind the mountain behind the village. At this time, the golden crow has returned to its nest. The bright moon is high in the sky, but it is covered by a dark cloud. The stars are hidden, the wind is howling, the shadows of the trees are dancing, and only a few moonlight spots are scattered in the forest. Basically, no one will come to this area, because there is a graveyard here, which is regarded as the cemetery of their own village. Mimicry. The environment suitable for the sunflower martial spirit is under the sun, and the most suitable environment for practicing the zombie martial spirit is the graveyard besides the coffin. The dead air here is thick and the yin air is pervasive. The speed of practicing the photosynthesis meditation method will be reduced to the lowest here, but the ordinary meditation method will not be affected. Lin Huan came here several times before, and he also figured out the main ability of his second martial spirit. In a word, do it! Speaking of this zombie martial spirit, it is actually similar to the sea god martial spirit and the angel martial spirit. Among the beast martial spirits, the human martial spirit is the highest level, especially after obtaining the 7th soul ring. The degree of fit of the martial spirit true body will be stronger than that of the tiger, leopard, jackal, dragon martial spirit. It is equivalent to 100% fit, and there is no consumption of soul power conversion in the middle. This is why the cultivation speed of 100,000 year soul beasts is extremely fast after they transform into humans. Although they are called human forms, the flow of soul power in their internal meridians is still the root of their original bodies. The martial soul is the same as the original body, so this speed is normal. The sea god martial soul has a natural control over the sea, the angel martial soul dominates the sky, and the light and fire that are close to the extreme are unmatched, and the zombie martial soul dances on the grave, like a messenger of death, seducing souls. Of course, these are all Lin Huan's own guesses. When the zombie martial soul is used, in addition to the hardening of the body and being close to the indestructible diamond, there are really no other side effects, except that the skin will turn a little blue and the limbs will become stiff, but with the help of tantric yoga, this small problem is directly eliminated. As for the sunshine, glutinous rice, black dog blood, etc., Lin Huan said he was not afraid and was not afraid at all. It's just a simple and ordinary invincible body. At this time, Lin Huan walked to the periphery of the grave circle, shaking a brass bell in his hand. He took it from the Kaunak of Aunt Wang's house next door. It can ward off evil spirits. He was hit by a hoof for it. Go away, demons and ghosts, go away. Taishan Leo Jun, hurry up and command. Great and powerful dragon, Prajna Buddha, Daiyuo magic spell, Abba Abba. Prosperity, democracy, civilization and harmony, freedom, equality, justice and rule of law, patriotism, dedication, integrity and friendliness. Keep it in your heart, and demons and evil spirits will not invade. I'm not afraid of ghosts. Ghosts won't hurt me at all. I'm not afraid. Although he has been here several times, Lin Huan still feels a little weak in his heart, muttering the exorcism method from the future. Lin Huan is not superstitious, but he is gloomy, so he just gives himself courage. After arriving at the grave safely, Lin Huan breathed a sigh of relief. It seems that he was too worried. It's okay, it's okay. It seems that my righteousness is still very useful. I found a big tree root to sit on, and propped my hands back. Although I didn't do anything, I was still exhausted. I took a break first, but I didn't expect that when my left hand was propped back, it suddenly touched something cold and tender. In just a moment, Lin Huan's hair exploded. His scalp was numb, and his body was stiffer than a zombie spirit. He didn't dare to move. His left hand gently touched the cold and tender unknown object. Oh my God! It seems to be a human hand! Exclamation mark, my dear mother! Exclamation mark, which ancestor crawled out? Lin Huan turned around with a stiff neck, and found that next to him was a little ghost girl with a pale face, dark and red eyes, wearing a pink and white dress, and a black thick rope hanging on the treetop behind her. Exclamation mark, hang ghost! Exclamation mark. At first, Lin Huan was not feeling well, but when he turned around, he saw a female ghost. Exclamation mark, huh? Hey, there is such a good thing. Question mark. Just when he was about to make a move, he suddenly remembered that he seemed to be still young. Forget it. Let this female ghost go for once. In fact, Lin Huan had already seen that this little girl was not a ghost, but a rabbit. The iconic long legs were very conspicuous even when sitting on the ground. The face was delicate, and the scorpion tail braid behind her was hanging on the tree. If he couldn't recognize who this was, Lin Huan said that he had been surfing the internet for so many years. When he was surfing the internet, he also watched the Douluo continent animation, so he found out that the little girl in front of him was Zhao. However, how could Zhao appear here? In the original book, Zhao was not. Hey, the original book didn't say, so it's okay. How did Zhao get the quota for a work-study student? And how could the spirit hall let go of a child with full innate soul power? These are all unsolved mysteries, but Lin Huan doesn't need to be curious, he just needs to take her home. Old sister, are you scared? Don't stay here, it's scary. Come home with your brother, I have a lot of delicious food at home. Zhao's stomach grumbled twice at the right time, making her face blush under the gloomy moonlight. After all, she was a little girl. After she transformed, she wandered around and was carefree. As a result, she got lost in the forest and entered a grave. This scared the little rabbit. She squatted beside the tree roots and dared not make a sound or move a step. As a result, when she was sleepy and hungry, she heard someone mumbling and walking towards her. I didn't expect that she was also a child, and she dared to say that our sister Zhao was scared? Exclamation mark. What a joke. 100,000-year soul beast, so fierce. I am afraid of ghosts. Question mark. Nonsense. You are the one who is scared. I am not scared at all. I just think it is quite cool here, so I am sitting here and watching the stars. Lin Huan said that if you are not scared, why are you shaking? However, he could not say it directly, because only straight men would do that. He would only feel sorry for his sister, so he followed her words and said, why don't you go to my house and eat while watching the stars? I have all kinds of vegetables at home, and I can also make secret recipes for various dishes. Vegetable carrot salad, carrot and cabbage scrambled eggs, carrot and white radish pancakes, stir-fried carrot shreds, carrot meatballs. The more Lin Huan said, the brighter Zhao's eyes became. Why are all the dishes she likes to eat? I want to eat. Okay, you like carrots too? You like to eat carrots? Then why are you still sitting here? Let's go. Wait a minute, my legs are a little numb. How come my legs are numb just by watching the stars for a while? It's really strange. Lin Huan said, haha, who said he was not afraid just now? Add a collection and ask for votes, friends. Chapter 3, The Way to Death. Little jerk, protects the soul beast Angrishan. So Lin Huan brought the little rabbit home with red eyes and numb legs, and Lin Ping was shocked. What was going on? He went out to digest his food and brought back a little girl. Seeing the little girl's hungry stomach growling, Lao Lin went to cook for her. He happened to pick up 2 silly rabbits that hit the tree stump during the day. Crack, crack, chop with a kitchen knife, spicy rabbit head, braised rabbit legs, hand-torn rabbit tracks. Zhao's eyes were red. If Lin Huan hadn't stopped her, she would probably have bitten Lao Lin. In the end, Lin Huan went to cook for her and made a vegetable feast to apologize to Zhao, while Lao Lin squatted at the door and ate the big bowl of rabbit meat in a depressed mood. Although he had already eaten dinner, this midnight snack was still very delicious. Zhao, who had just entered the world, was captured by Luo and stayed at Lin Huan's house. In the remaining month, Lin Huan continued to practice. The speed of practicing photosynthesis meditation method had brought his soul power level to level 6. In order to verify his combat effectiveness, Lin Huan would often go to Douluo for sparring. Douluo, who doesn't like to practice but loves fighting, naturally won't refuse. So, "Oh, brother Huan, I can't beat you." "Then I'll let go." Rabbit will never admit defeat. "Hiss, brother, you are my real brother. I really admire you. I won't dare to do it anymore." "Okay, then I'll let go." "Hey, take my meteor rabbit punch." Bang. There's an old saying in my village, "Zixi misunderstanding, Wei Junji, woo woo woo, you bully Wu." After a few times, Lin Huan knew that his current strength was already above Wu, and this was when he had reserved a large part of his strength. If the opponent was Tang San, it would be a piece of cake to crush him. In the early stage, Dao Wu's strength in all aspects must be higher than Tang San, but Saner was not a good person in his previous life, and his combat experience was richer than that of a silly rabbit, so he could suppress Wu. After continuous fighting with Wu, her talent in combat gradually emerged. Although her strength was not as good as Lin Huan's, she was also making steady progress. In fact, Dao Wu's strength is definitely underestimated in the original work. Only geniuses among geniuses can create their own soul skills. The original work says that all soul masters who can create their own soul skills are amazing. Is Feng Ziocean's 36 consecutive slashes of the Wind Wolf powerful? Not necessarily so powerful, but it makes him stable in the first echelon among the younger generation. Huliena's charm is powerful, but Ziyu occupied the position of captain of the golden generation of the Spirit Hall with her own soul skill, the full moon, and was called the first person of the younger generation of the Spirit Hall. And Zhao Wu, when she was in Notting College, she created her own soul skill explosive 8-stage throw. With the combination of her own soul skills and her own soul skills, she was able to crush the 46th level battle soul sect when she was 31st level. What kind of strength is this? How many people can do this kind of strength that jumps a large level and 15 small levels? In other words, Dao Wu was raised to waste in the later period. Otherwise the strongest soul master of the strong attack system among the Shrek 7 devils should be her. There are also top-notch soul skills, such as charm, teleport, golden body, and nothingness. They have control and damage, and can be taken away in one wave. This is not Zhao Wu. This is my Shire Anui with full divine equipment, flash and golden body. Old Lin, I'm leaving. No need to see you off. Remember to save more money at home, so that I can use it to marry a wife. Lin Huan is an orphan who was adopted by Lin Ping. After so many years, the two have long been no different from biological father and son. If Lin Huan hadn't tried his best to stop him, Lin Ping would have definitely sent Lin Huan to the gate of Notting College. Stinky boy, you have to earn money to marry your own wife. I don't have a penny. My money is used to marry my wife. Lin Ping, such a big man, stood at the entrance of the village, waving his hand and reminding, "Don't lose your work-study student certificate. Keep it well. Study hard at school and practice well with the teacher." Lin Huan turned around and said goodbye seriously. If there is anything worth cherishing in this alien world, the first one will always be Lin Ping, who took care of him when he grew up. With Wu by his side, Lin Huan quickly came out of his brief parting mood. What was there for Lao Lin to worry about? He should worry about himself. He would soon meet the Buddha himself. He had to think about what posture he would use when he knelt down to kowtow to show that he had no way to die. Notting Junior Soul Master College was located in the west of Notting City. Lao Lin had been a little dogleg of the Spirit Hall in this city before. Lin Huan brought Zhao Wu to make a fuss and walked there easily along the map given by Lao Lin. Standing not far away, he had already seen a tall city gate. The walls on both sides of the city gate were extremely thick and were all piled with dark rocks. However, what surprised Lin Huan was not the tall city wall, but the two people in front of the city gate, one old and one young. It was a pair of strange people dressed in simple clothes. The old man had a kind face and a kind face. He was explaining something to the young one sideways, while the young one was skinny and had no meat on his body. He looked honest, but the occasional gleam in his eyes showed that he was not a good person. Lin Huan was stunned. Then his face became tense, and he began to count the days, as if his words really came true. Tang San and he entered school on the same day. And if it was really Tang San, it was bad. Tang Hao must be hiding in the dark. And Zhao Wu, out of inertia, although he thought of meeting Tang San in the future, Tang Hao never made a move against Zhao Wu in the original book, which also made Lin Huan fall into a thinking error. Since Tang Hao did not make a move against Zhao Wu in the original book, he certainly would not do so in this life. But at this time, Lin Huan was covered in cold sweat, and suddenly found his blind spot. That is, Zhao Wu in this life had nothing to do with Tang San. In the last life, Tang Hao did not make a move for Tang San, but this time, damn, I was careless. However, Tang Hao should not make a move against Zhao Wu. After all, his wife was also a soul beast incarnation, and with empathy, he probably would not harm Zhao Wu, right? Just as Lin Huan thought, Tang Hao was naturally worried about Tang San, and had been following behind Tang San. Naturally, he had seen Zhao Wu a long time ago, and had seen through her true form at a glance. He was shocked, and the killing intent flashed across his mind. However, the reason why he did not take action directly, and even restrained his killing intent, was not because he thought of his wife, but because there was also a powerful divine thought behind him that locked onto him. In order to hide his body, he had been staying in the forest in the distance. At this time, as he slowly turned his head, he saw a strange snake about 10 meters long entwined on a giant tree, staring at Tang Hao with cold eyes, covered with green scales, with the body of a giant python and the head of a wild bull. The terrifying aura of oppression enveloped Tang Hao, and the huge bull eyes radiated green light. Human, if you dare to harm Sister Zhao Wu, your son, the boy surnamed Tang, will be buried with you. Tang Hao was wearing his signature shabby cloak. His eyes were sharp but cloudy under the black robe. He stared at the azure bull python opposite him. When had the dignified Haotian Buo ever been threatened? Are you the little snake in the Zhengde Great Forest? You dare to threaten me? I want to see. Before Tang Hao finished speaking, a sturdy giant ape about 3 meters tall walked out from the azure bull python. The black aura of destruction lingered all over his body. His bright eyes and furious momentum fell on Tang Hao, causing his body to tremble slightly, but he forcibly covered it up. Human, the battle that year was not enough. Why not fight again? Zhao Wu went out alone, and the azure bull python was really worried, so he borrowed 100,000 years of cultivation to shrink his body to a less conspicuous level and escorted him all the way out. Facts have proved that he was right. If it weren't for the fact that Tang Hao had just revealed a trace of murderous intent that caused his breath to fluctuate for a moment and he noticed it, he wouldn't even have noticed Tang Hao hiding in the dark. Seeing the second brother appear, the sky blue bull python was obviously much more confident. In our village, there is an old saying in our Zhengde Great Forest, called, Zixi misunderstanding. Wei Junji, you just said, what do you want to see? Seeing the lineup on the opposite side at this time, Tang Hao was rarely silent. He was not afraid of one-on-one, and he was not afraid of one-on-many. However, just like in the past, he could not be distracted to protect Tang San, although he could also use Zhao Wu to threaten him in reverse. Who knows if these two soul beasts will really care about the rabbit? After all, the feelings of soul beasts are not necessarily true. Only soul bones and soul rings are real. And Tang San is the key to his subsequent return to the Haotian sect, and there can be no mistakes. You are so cruel. I admit defeat this time. I will not attack that rabbit again. The azure bull python nodded. Human, no matter what, as long as my little sister Zhao Wu has any mishap in your human world, I will attack that boy surnamed Tang at that time. Don't think about telling others to do it on your behalf. The azure bull python is very shameless. The two brothers certainly can't always follow Zhao Wu to protect her. In this case, why not use the ready-made servants? It's just shameless. Whoever loves her, as long as Zhao Wu is exposed and someone takes action against her, no matter whether it is you, Tang Hao, who reported it, we can't find anyone else, so we will find trouble with your son. As long as someone bullies my little sister Zhao Wu, I will beat your son and see if you dare to do bad things. You don't want your son to suffer, so you have to protect my little sister Zhao Wu. Tang Hao's face was black under his cloak, and his body was shaking slightly with anger, but he really fell for it. Not only Zhao Wu can't stand the light, he can't stand the light either. Tang Hao snorted coldly, nodding his head in acquiescence, and his figure quickly disappeared into the forest. The python and the ape on the opposite side breathed a sigh of relief. Second brother, didn't I tell you to watch the house? How come a monkey sneaked out? The titan giant ape felt a little aggrieved and a little arrogant. Humphrey, if I hadn't followed you quietly, you might not be able to protect my little sister Wu. Bullshit. That's my little sister Wu. Even if you are the boss, I can't give in on this matter. That's my little sister Wu. I won't argue with you, but I have to remind little sister Wu to stay away from that kid named Tang. The two brothers guarded their original beauty in a deserted place, but no one knew it. Oh, Tang Hao doesn't count. At this time, Lin Huan, who was at the gate of the city, was still in a mess. He was too careless. The comfort of his previous life and 6 years of childhood life caused a certain deviation in his thoughts, and made his thinking lazy and unwilling to think. Otherwise, he would have thought of the difference between this life and the previous life, and would have established a good relationship with Tang San in advance. According to his simple judgment, if he wanted to prevent Tang Hao from taking action, there was only one way, that is, to get together with Tang San. But Lin Huan would never let Zhao Wu fall into Tang San's muddy pit again, so he had to do it himself. In order to prevent Tang Hao from taking action against Zhao Wu, he could only get to know Tang San himself, and it would be best if he made friends with him, so that Tang Hao would be cautious. But it's not too late now. Lin Huan wiped the sweat from his palms, pulled Zhao Wu forward quickly. Wow, it's so big. This big city is much more impressive than our village. While making exaggerated movements to show his countrymen's ignorance, Lin Huan ran to the huge city gate. Hey, Grandpa, do you know where Notting College is? We are part-time students of Notting College. This is our first time here, and we don't know where Notting College is. Old Jack and Tang San had already seen Lin Huan and the others, but what they didn't expect was that the two were also part-time students. Only those poor villages who have so-called work-study quotas, which also makes old Jack feel like a fellow villager meeting a fellow villager in this big city. You are also work-study students. Isn't it a coincidence? No, our village also has work-study students. I am here to send our village's work-study students to school. Gao-san, come, meet your classmates. Little kid, which village are you from? Why are there no adults with you? Tang San's face was cold and stiff. His eyes seemed gentle, but actually he glanced at Lin Huan opposite him warily. When he saw Zhao Wu, his eyes were obviously dull for a moment. He thought he had concealed it well, but he didn't know that Lin Huan, who had been paying attention to him, had seen it all. We are from Kuiwaguzi. What village are you from, Grandpa? We are from Shanghun village. When saying this, old Jack was obviously proud. What is the appearance? This is the appearance. Shanghun village sounds better than this or that village. Lin Huan naturally knew where this strange sense of superiority came from. He could only complain in his heart. The name is a good name, but you, the village chief, are not dressed as well as the ordinary villagers in our village. I don't know where your sense of superiority comes from. The villagers of Kuiwaguzi have made a lot of money from sunflowers. Although they can't be said to be rich, their living standards are much higher than those of the villagers in other villages. This is not something that can be compared with the name of Shanghun village, which is not good for food and clothing. And from the body shape, it can be seen that Lin Huan is the same age as Tang San, but he is a head taller than Tang San, and his body is obviously much stronger. We came here by ourselves. It's just a short distance, not far, so we won't trouble our family. Tang San next to him had a wooden expression. He felt as if he had been named. His first impression of Lin Huan was not very good. Humphrey, this person is weird and has a way to die. Ask for votes. Chapter 4. The Turtle Looks at the Mung Bin. The master meets Tang San. No one knew the location of Notting College, so they had to ask and walk all the way until they saw the conspicuous huge archway in the distance. Lin Huan knew that a famous scene was coming, and the generation of Gigolo King Yu Gang was about to appear, and he naturally didn't want to have anything to do with him. He frowned slightly and retreated behind everyone, not wanting to have any contact with Gangtsai. Too unlucky. Sure enough, the young man guarding the gate had no sense of vision and didn't realize that the person in front of him was the magnanimous Tang San Xiao. The little mouth was talking, and Lin Huan was watching excitedly on the side. He clearly felt that Tang San's body was cold and growing, and the gatekeeper didn't think there was anything wrong and continued to taunt. Saint Soul Village. I think Beggar Village is more like it. What did you say? The old Jack was furious, like an angry old lion, his eyes wide open, his nostrils whirring, and his turbid old eyes revealed resentment and warning. What, are you not convinced? I said you are from the Beggar Village, is that wrong? Look at this poor little devil. His clothes are all patched. I think you should find a place to beg. Our nodding college is not a charity. Get out, get out. As he spoke, the little brother raised his left hand and pushed old Jack's chest, trying to drive the two away. Seeing that this man was not only rude, but also wanted to attack, old Jack was so angry that his lungs were breathing out. When he was about to lie on the ground, Tang San made a move. Lin Huan narrowed his eyes and stared at Tang San's every move. He saw that he just made a few simple moves, one pull, one push, and one drip. The moves were simple, but the effect was good, and he pushed the young gatekeeper to the ground. A powerful gatekeeper like him was actually pushed down by a child. Who can bear this? The concierge roared. You little brat, you're courting death. He stood up with a flutter, clenched his fists and was ready to open a grocery store on Tang San's face. Tang San's cold eyes flashed with a hint of ruthlessness, and his left hand was slightly raised, with the cuff of his sleeve already aimed at the concierge's throat. As long as this man dared to take another step forward. Lin Huan pulled Zhao Wu's little hand, pretending to shrink back in fear, and then leaned over to her ear and whispered, Zhao Wu, what do you think of the strength of this Tang San? Humphrey, a country chicken and a clay dog. Lin Huan's face darkened instantly. Zhao Wu had only been with him for a few days, and she didn't learn much good things, but she did hear a lot of pretentious words. No. This Tang San's strength is definitely not simple, don't underestimate him. While Lin Huan and the other person were whispering, Master Yu had already made a brilliant appearance, successfully resolved the dispute, and warned the concierge to increase Tang San's favorability. He was a man of medium build, slightly thin, about 40 or 50 years old, with short black hair parted 3 to 7, a proper trader's hairstyle, with an ordinary appearance. But he could fight Tang San back and forth, and he looked like a master, with his hands behind his back. He glanced at the doorman with his eyes open and closed. Although the doorman admitted defeat and no longer cared, in his heart he had already fucked the ancestors of the Blue Lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex clan. You are so arrogant, so great, you are possessed by a spirit and you are just farting. You are everywhere, a useless thing that only eats but does not lay eggs. You just wander around all day. I will pee in the white radish garden in the back kitchen. Yu Gang held Tang San's spirit power test report in his hand, glanced at Tang San indifferently, pulled a scary smile on his stiff face, took Tang San's hand and said, let's go in. But unexpectedly, Tang San still remembered Lin Huan and the others, turned around and said to him, Hey, aren't you going together? Seeing Tang San greeted him, Lin Huan, who didn't want to get involved with Yu Gang, was forced to say, first of all, I'm not saying hello. Lin Huan was interrupted by Yu Gang before he finished speaking. He didn't have the patience to chat with someone who had no qualifications, and besides, he didn't want to know Lin Huan's name. If it weren't for Tang San's spirit power level and talent, he wouldn't have talked so much to a child. Isn't this a waste of time? Zhao San, do you know them? After reading Tang San's spirit power test report, he naturally knew Tang San's name, and therefore he naturally looked down on other children. We met on the road. They are also part-time students, from Kuiwangu. Hearing that they were part-time students, Yu Gang was naturally more contemptuous. If it weren't for maintaining his image in Tang San's eyes, he wouldn't care about them. However, since they were all part-time students, Zhao San would definitely have to deal with them in the future. As for their test reports, he didn't even want to look at them. It's impossible that all 3 part-time students are geniuses. Having a twin martial spirit genius with full innate spirit power is enough to test his theory, and he is still a part-time student. Even if he is useless in the end, it doesn't matter. Even if his father doesn't recognize him, Luo Sanpao is still a pig of the Yu family. Then you come in with me. Let's go. Dao-san, Lin Huan pouted, and even Wu felt the change in Yu Gang's attitude. She pouted her mouth and was about to kick, but fortunately she was stopped by Lin Huan. Only Tang San didn't think there was anything wrong, and even felt a little proud. He was slightly stung by Lin Huan's words before, implying that he was shy to come to Notting City with the village chief. Besides, why did Wu, a beautiful girl, get close to him? He had already remembered this grudge in his heart, but now, he feels much better. Humphrey, so what if you are independent? I have full soul power, and I have a teacher to guide me as soon as I arrived at the academy. Can you do it? You can't. No longer looking at Lin Huan, Tang San looked at Zhao Wu instead, as if he was expecting something. Zhao Wu stared at Yu Gang with her big watery eyes, and even Tang San hated her. He glared at him fiercely, pulled Lin Huan's hand, and swung her braids angrily, hitting her buttocks with a crisp sound, and walked into the campus before Yu Gang and the others. It's like, who cares about being guided? Yu Gang didn't seem to expect this little girl to be so tough. His eyes flickered for a moment, as if someone had treated him with such disregard in the past. But then the light in his eyes dimmed, and he took Tang San's hand while walking and chatting. Tang San was ready to bow, while Yu Gang was showing off his knowledge. The two of them admired each other. Tang San regarded Yu Gang as a hidden master, while Yu Gang regarded him as a guinea pig to be tested. On the other side, Lin Huan was naturally not in a good mood. He didn't care about Yu Gang's contempt for him. He was just still a little worried about Zhao Wu. Tang San was not so easy to approach, and he couldn't show it too obviously. Zhao Wu turned around and glanced at Lin Huan. It's okay that Yu Gang is not a good person at first glance. Who would call a good person that? And that Tang San is not a good guy either. They are just chickens and rabbits in the same cage. Hee. Don't use idioms if you don't know how to use them. That's called being in cahoots with each other. Yes, it's being in cahoots with each other. Look at his eyes. It's obvious that he looks down on you. Actually, they not only look down on me, they look down on you too. Zhao Wu got angrier and angrier the more she thought about it. My temper that has lasted for 100,000 years. And no one would think you are dumb if you don't say anything with your broken mouth. Please keep reading. Chapter 5, Brother Tiger in Society. You are a ruthless person with a lot of words. Zhao Wu was so angry at Lin Huan that she stopped talking and walked forward with her head down. Lin Huan, on the other hand, had no idea at all. He walked in Notting College, looking left and right, and everything was new to him. Lin Huan knew that the first step was to report. He could find a student to ask and found out. He headed for the tallest and largest building in the college. The academic affairs office was on the first floor of the main teaching building. Lin Huan asked all the way and saw the older teacher who came to welcome the new students. Hello, teacher. I am a work-study student in Kuiwagu this year. Please help me register. And she is also a work-study student. Oh, work-study student. Which village is she from? After asking a few simple questions, Director Su handed all the things issued by the college to Lin Huan, and also took all of Zhao Wu's belongings. Then you should go to the dormitory to pack up first. The two politely said goodbye to Director Su and left, walking towards the dormitory building. After a while, Yu Gang brought Tang San here again. Director Su naturally knew the famous Yu Gang. When he knew that the master had someone to worship, he felt a little absurd and funny. The name of the master is resounding throughout the world. Who doesn't know it? Who doesn't know it? While they were communicating here, Lin Huan had already found the dormitory building and met the former head of the dormitory, Wang Sheng. The working students' dormitory is actually in very poor conditions. The room is wide and empty. The nearly 300 square meters of the room is full of beds. But there are only 11 beds with bedding. At this time, there are 7 or 8 children aged between 8 and 12 making noises. Lin Huan has always been a self-acquainted person. Seeing that the people in the room were noisy, he didn't knock on the door and swaggered into the room. Before the talking children could react, He had already put the school uniform he had received on a bed. At this time, the room became quiet. An older child sat up from the bed and walked to Lin Huan. Although he was still a child, he had already grown up. He was tall and strong, and had the demeanor of an elder brother. "Are you new part-time students?" Douluo sat next to Lin Huan. Although her clothes were simple, they were bright pink. Although Lin Huan's clothes were not made of expensive fabrics, they were much more attractive than those children wearing patched clothes. What's more, the two of them looked better than each other. The pink clothes made Douluo's face look as tender as a ripe peach. In addition, she had big watery eyes and beautiful facial features. Anyway, there was no such a pretty person in the surrounding area of Wangxing village. Lin Huan's facial features were three-dimensional. Although there was still some childishness between his eyebrows, his sword-like eyebrows were heroic and his eyes were shining. His height was only slightly shorter than his own. At first glance, he looked well-fed and well-clothed. He didn't look like a part-time student. However, Lin Huan nodded. "We are all part-time students. Are you the head of this dormitory? What's your name?" He sat down beside the bed with his arms and legs spread out. Even though Wang Sheng's burly body blocked him, he still had an unconcealable domineering aura. "Yes, the head of dormitory 7 is me, Wang Sheng." "Eh? No, I should ask you." Wang Sheng, who wanted to show off his power to Lin Huan, was frightened by his momentum and actually said what he said. "Ahem, I'll tell you, dormitory 7. I'll protect you. If you encounter any problems in the academy, mention me, and mention Brother Tiger Wang Sheng of Dormitory 7, it will definitely work." Really, if Lin Huan hadn't read the original book, he would have been intimidated by this thick-browed and big-eyed honest man Wang Sheng. "Are you sure you won't get beaten even harder if you sign up? Who gave you the courage?" Douluo's temper has always been bad. If she hadn't been polished by Lin Huan before, she might have already tried to give this somewhat fierce head of the 7th dormitory a try. At this time, she was just gnashing her teeth and was a little eager to try. "Ahem. Well, there is a rule in our dormitory that newcomers have to show their strength and let the brothers get to know each other. Let me introduce myself first. My name is Wang Sheng. My martial soul is a fighting tiger, and I am a 9th level fighting soul master." Lin Huan had no intention of hiding his strength. He still sat on the bed and looked at Wang Sheng without hesitation. "My name is Lin Huan, a plant-type soul master, and my current soul power is level 6. Her name is Wu. Her martial soul is a rabbit, and her soul power is level 10. After 3 months of training, Lin Huan's soul power level has reached level 6, but he didn't say clearly what his martial soul was, but just vaguely said that he was a plant-type soul master. To be honest, Wang Sheng was a little surprised. How old was he? And he was only level 9. These two people were more outrageous than each other. A freshman at level 6? There was also a 10th level one. Could it be that he was born with full soul power? Two geniuses emerged from the work-study students. Because they were work-study students, he knew the living environment and the difficulty of training for work-study students. If he said that Lin Huan had practiced for 3 months and reached the 6th level, he would not believe it. In other words, one of these two people was at the 6th level of innate power, and the other was full of soul power. Why didn't they go to the direct academy of the Spirit Hall? Although he knew the strength of these two people, this also aroused Wang Sheng's desire to win. In the academy, he was the pioneer of the work-study students to resist the aristocratic students. If he didn't have a little pride in his heart, he would not stand up and take on everyone's hope. "Let's practice." Wang Sheng twisted his neck slightly, moved his wrists and ankles, and his eyes were full of fighting spirit, like a violent tiger's war-loving heart. "Okay." Lin Huan did not get up, but just straightened his sitting body slightly, raised his hand and punched out, without charging, but the arm changed from drooping to punching, and the power burst out from the bone gap in an instant. Wang Sheng's mouth curled up. His eyes were hot. Lin Huan didn't even stand up. This arrogant attitude, like those of the nobles, made Wang Sheng particularly angry. His whole body burst out, and the muscles on his right arm also bulged instantly. Ha! Fists collided with fists, eyes collided with eyes. When Wang Sheng's eyes turned from anger to astonishment, it was too late. He felt a strong force coming, and his right arm was pushed back without any resistance. He could even hear the sound of his shoulder bones being dislocated backwards. The originally motionless body was pushed back, and after 3 steps, it hit the bed behind him, and squatted on the bed opposite, with a look of astonishment and confusion. "How about it, Brother Tiger? Are you convinced?" Lin Huan's physical fitness is very strong. The blessing of tantric yoga and zombie martial spirit makes his strength far beyond that of ordinary soul masters, and the explosive power of muscles is even more so. It is this strong physical fitness that allows him to burst out such a huge force in a small space, easily repelling a beast martial spirit soul master several meters. The other spectators were also shocked. Wang Sheng was the strongest among them, but even Wang Sheng was crushed by Lin Huan with pure strength. "What kind of strength is this? You said he was level 6? Who would believe it? Level 10 is more like that." However, after a while, Wang Sheng stood up with a shake, gently rubbed his right shoulder, stepped forward, looked at Lin Huan with a sharp gaze, and asked hesitantly, "Are you really level 6? The real deal?" Although Wang Sheng was still a little confused as to why a level 6 could burst out with such power, he believed what Lin Huan said. "Since you are stronger than me, you will be the head of our dormitory 7 in the future." He did not shy away at all. It was a fact that he was not as strong as others. It was a rule that the strong ones were the head of the dormitory, and he would not linger. Lin Huan nodded. "Old Wang, follow me in the future, and report me when you encounter problems in the academy." Wang Sheng smiled innocently, always feeling that this was a bit familiar. Just as they were paying respects to the new big brother, there was a knock on the door of dormitory 7. Lin Huan turned around and saw that it was Tang San who arrived at the dormitory door with his school uniform. Chapter 6, Xuan Yuhan vs. Zombie Fist. "Hello, may I ask?" "Hey, you guys are here already?" Looking at Lin Huan sitting on the bed with his arms and legs spread out, although Tang San wanted to get along with him as an ordinary person as before, his mind couldn't help but recall what Yao Gang had just said. "Yao San, you should know what your martial soul is like. But you may not know the value of twin martial souls. Let's put it this way, there are only 2 people in the history of the entire continent who can match your talent. But don't be too proud. You must be down to earth in cultivation, but don't be too self-deprecating. Not everyone is worth making friends with. For example, the 2 part-time students just now, for you. The identity of a part-time student is just a cover to hide your true talent. And those people are real part-time students. They are inferior people who will never be able to get rid of this identity in the future and whose martial souls cannot get further. Since you worship me as your master, I can't just teach you to practice, but also teach you the ways of the world and the principles of choosing friends. It's no exaggeration to say that when I was interacting with my teacher, the friends I made were all powerful people of a generation. I won't say much. Go, Yao-san, meditate more and practice more in the future. Don't do some meaningless socializing. Your future will never be limited to this small Nottingham city. Originally, Yao Gang would not say much with his temper, but he saw a trace of haze in Tang San's heart and worries about the future. He had experienced this subtle feeling before. At that time, he first experienced people's attitudes towards the strength of soul masters' innate soul power and mutant martial souls. Therefore, he wanted to change Tang San and make Tang San more confident. His extremely high evaluation successfully planted a seed in Tang San's heart, a seed that I am more noble. This allowed Tang San, who grew up in the strict hierarchy of the inner and outer gates of the Tang sect in his previous life, to obtain the status of a superior person that he longed for in his dream. So at this time, facing an ordinary part-time student, Tang San could no longer maintain the same mentality as before. He looked at Lin Huan and the people in their room with a hint of alienation and arrogance. "No more pretending. Show your cards. I am a peerless genius." This obscure change was naturally noticed by Lin Huan, but it also made him feel a little confused. How could Tang San become like this in just a moment? He knew Tang San's strength and was too lazy to take the initiative to provoke him. But Wang Sheng didn't have such vision. He had just surrendered to Lin Huan's men, so naturally he had to show off. Kid, are you the new part-time student? Boss, look at this. This is what a part-time student looks like. Skinny, clothes are full of patches, not as good looking as me, old Wang, let alone compared with you. TSK. Wang Sheng looked at Tang San while turning around to tease Lin Huan, without any consideration for Tang San's face. After all, he didn't think this little skinny guy was a powerful person, so he criticized Tang San unscrupulously. Tang San was already arrogant and looked down on the children in the same village since he was a child. Here he was insulted by a big fool, and his chest suddenly felt a little stuffy, and the violent anger that had been accumulated before suddenly surged into his heart. He raised his hand and threw the school uniform on the bed. His figure flickered like a ghost to Wang Sheng's side, and he punched Wang Sheng's ribs. Lin Huan could easily catch Tang San's movements with his eyesight, but he had to say that the ghost shadow was indeed something. At the same time, he also saw that Tang San's palm had turned into white jade. Tang San was really good. He used two Tang Sek's unique skills to fight Wang Sheng, who was lower than his level. This made Lin Huan have a deeper understanding of Tang San's temperament. Although Wang Sheng's reaction was not slow, he was not as talented as others. His brain reacted, but his body did not have time to make an effective defense. He was hit in the ribs before he raised his arm. Suddenly, a piercing pain mixed with the suffocation of being unable to breathe made his body fall on the bed on Lin Huan's side without any defense. He was holding his ribs and gasping for breath, but Tang San's figure did not stop at all, and the white jade fist drew a strange arc and hit Lin Huan's head. Lin Huan had already given him a general impression before, and now he instigated the freshman to isolate him. His crime was unforgivable, and he was going to die. Lin Huan was also confused. Wang Sheng was talking nonsense to you. Why did you hit me? But he was not the kind of person who was afraid of things. Although he had planned to make friends with Tang San before, this was not a friendship without limits and bottom line. Tang San was about to slap himself in the face. If he smiled and didn't take action, he would be unworthy of being a man. But Tang San was not Wang Sheng after all, so he couldn't be careless. With a shake of his body, his right hand turned into a palm, grabbed the white jade fist that was attacking, and pushed it back hard. His left hand did not stop at all, and slashed Tang San's other wrist with a palm. Although Tang San was shocked by the strength of Lin Huan's arm, his fighting spirit was getting more and more excited. Lin Huan was the first opponent Tang San faced, and the first opponent he could feel pressure from. Just after listening to Yao Gang's chicken soup, he was also a little inflated, so Wang Sheng's provocation was just right to let these people see their own strength. What is the innate full soul power? What is the heir of the Tang sect? Seeing Lin Huan raise his hand to block, Tang San changed his moves quickly, gently folded his left wrist, made a crane shape, and drove his arm to peck at Lin Huan's temple. Lin Huan had been sitting on their bed before, and in fact, his strength was limited, and he couldn't fight back at all, so he could only parry Tang San's attack at this time, and he didn't have a hand to attack. Just when Tang San's fingers were about to hit Lin Huan's eye sockets, Lin Huan moved. His whole body suddenly lay back, and at the same time, his legs bounced up like a poisonous dragon out of a cave, and threw them to Tang San's side at lightning speed. Bang! Tang San's crane-shaped hand attack failed, and his right arm was erected at his side to become a solid shield to block Lin Huan's kick, but his body couldn't help but stagger to the side. Lin Huan also took this opportunity to stand up. He was taller than Tang San, and his body was strong, although he didn't feel as oppressive as Wang Sheng's. When Lin Huan stood up, Tang San felt much more pressure than the former. Tang San, stop it. I don't want to have a conflict with you. Lin Huan thought that his move would make Tang San realize the gap between them, but he didn't expect that his words would arouse Tang San's inner pride. He shook his shoulders slightly, and his palm in the wide sleeves of his robe gently pressed the spring safety on the sleeve arrow. With Lin Huan's observation ability, he naturally felt the murderous intent lingering in Tang San's eyes, and the smile on the corner of his mouth completely disappeared, and he moved slightly. You guys step back, Tang San and I will have two more moves. He saw Tang San's little move. Although he was confident that he could avoid the attack of the sleeve arrow, it would be bad if the friends behind him were accidentally injured. Wait a minute, I just said nonsense. It has nothing to do with Brother Huan. Sorry Tang San, I apologize to you. Wang Sheng, who was knocked aside by Tang San's punch before, finally recovered and stood up with a grin, pressing his ribs. At this time, he also realized that he had underestimated them just now. Usually, there were only 3 working students who didn't come for several years. It was okay that Lin Huan was so strong. After all, he was good-looking and had a strong body, but Tang San was like a skinny monkey. How could he be so strong? At the same time, he also knew that his behavior just now made Lin Huan an enemy for no reason, so when he saw that the two were about to fight again, he stood up to stop them despite the pain. Please read it again. Chapter 7 The Fine Tradition of Tanglan. Tang San saw Wang Sheng stand up and explain the matter. He now understood that he seemed to have made a mistake, but because of his previous hot fighting spirit, he did not feel embarrassed. Looking at Lin Huan, who was ready for battle, Tang San did not stop, but said, "It's okay, but since we have already started, why not get a result?" Lin Huan saw that Tang San did not want to give up, and he did not want to know whether Tang San was excited by the prey or just wanted to teach him a lesson, so he shook his hands and said, "It's okay to fight, but I'm an honest man. I don't know those swords, guns, hidden arrows, etc. How about we fight with bare hands?" Tang San nodded, and the hand hidden in the sleeve quickly locked the spring on the sleeve arrow again, so as not to accidentally activate it during the battle later. He still has this credibility. It must be said that although Tang San is an ungrateful, reckless, black-hearted, cold-hearted, and not very fond of holding grudges, double-standard dog, but putting aside the facts, he can barely be considered a man of his word. He attacked again. This time, the battle was quick and swift. The two fought in the narrow passage under the bed, with their clothes flying. From time to time, they could see white jade-like palms suddenly appearing with ghostly figures and smashing away. However, such a sharp attack like an antelope hanging horns was always blocked by a pair of flesh palms. As the hands advanced or retreated, attacking left and defending right, the fight was also back and forth. Douluo recognized Lin Huan's strength very much. When she and Lin Huan fought for the first time, there was actually no pressure at all. At that time, Lin Huan didn't have many fighting skills. He was just fighting with his body and instinct. However, as they continued to exchange and learn, Lin Huan's combat experience was rapidly increasing. From being on par with himself at the beginning to gradually being unable to gain the upper hand, and then to having no power to fight back, the whole process was only 3 months. It can only be said that Lin Huan's fighting talent is really terrifying. In the previous life, Lin Huan did not systematically practice any later fighting techniques or anything, except for learning a set of military boxing during military training. Tantric yoga is actually more about the cultivation of internal strength. Lin Huan had no chance to learn external skills. He learned a lot of tricks from fighting Zhao Wu, and he was already better than Zhao Wu. And like Zhao Wu, Lin Huan's body coordination is also very good, thanks to the effects of Tantric yoga. For example, he learned some of Zhao Wu's waist strength methods very well. Seeing Tang San's provocation, Zhao Wu was already unhappy. If Lin Huan hadn't stopped her, she really wanted to go up and kick him. She didn't realize that Tang San was such a person before. There was doubt and contempt in his eyes, and this look with distinct personal emotions deeply hurt Tang San in the battle. "It's all Lin Huan's fault!" Although his fighting spirit was getting more and more high, he couldn't break through Lin Huan's defense at all. Although his ghost shadow and tracking were extremely fierce with the control of cranes and dragons, Lin Huan could always block it at the critical moment. Moreover, even in a competition of strength, he could not beat Lin Huan. He thought that his innate divine power and the strength of swinging a hammer since childhood should be enough to surpass his peers. However, facing Lin Huan, who was stronger than him and had been trained since childhood, Lin Huan's strength could even suppress him. Later, he planned to fight a protracted war. After all, his Xuan Gong was the authentic mental method of the Tang sect, and it was a treasure that he had stolen with great effort. He must be stronger than Lin Huan in terms of endurance. Right. He thought so, but in fact, he didn't know what Lin Huan's other martial spirit was. It was a zombie. Would a zombie get tired? Jumping around every day, if the zombie could feel tired, it would have died of exhaustion long ago. This is also the reason why Tang San lost more and more confidence. In terms of suppression, he could not suppress Lin Huan. In terms of consumption, he was a little tired after fighting for a long time, but Lin Huan seemed to have no feeling at all. How to fight? Lin Huan actually felt that Tang San's mood had begun to become impetuous. The reason why he chose to defend was not only because he lacked his own means of attack, but also because he was stealing. Although Tang sect martial arts is not as famous as hidden weapons and poison in the martial arts world, it is at least better than his military boxing. Therefore, while he was constantly parrying Tang San's attacks, he was also rapidly learning Tang San's steps and moves. Lin Huan's fighting talent is indeed amazing. In the back and forth between the two, he learned the two unique skills of Tang sect, Ghost Shadow Mirage, and Control Crane and Capture Dragon. Less, only 3 or 5 points similar, so he didn't want to end the battle so quickly, and he could learn more by fighting for a while. However, things didn't go as planned. The sound of footsteps and the voice of a middle-aged uncle came from the corridor. Tang San, come out for a moment. I have something to give you. Hearing that a teacher was coming, the two stopped fighting tacitly. Tang San looked at Lin Huan solemnly, took a deep breath, and walked out of the dormitory. Teacher, I'm Tang San. What do you want to talk to me about? Standing in the corridor was an uncle who looked just like him, except that his light green hair was a little different. At this time, he was holding a quilt in his hands. Your name is Tang San, right? Show me your ID. My name is Mo Hen, and you can call me Teacher Mo. This is the quilt that the master wants to give to Tang San. I need to confirm your identity. Although he knew that the probability of someone impersonating was very small, Mo Hen was very cautious. He handed the quilt to Tang San after reading Tang San's ID. And Lin Huan and Zhao Wu, you two should come out too. After the two came out of the corridor, Mo Hen spoke again. There are 3 working students this time, Tang San, Lin Huan and Zhao Wu. You are all first-year students, responsible for cleaning the garden south of the playground. 10 bronze soul coins per day. Remember, you have to clean every day. Especially the debris must be cleaned up, otherwise your salary will be deducted. If you slack off, the college has the right to order you to drop out. Did you hear it clearly? Several people nodded to show that they understood. Also, tomorrow is the opening ceremony, and classes will start the day after tomorrow. Your work will also start the day after tomorrow. I will conduct random checks from time to time. Wang Sheng, don't stick your head out there and be sneaky. It's just right that you are the boss here, so tell them the rules and some common sense. Make sure to complete the task. Wang Sheng saw a teacher coming to see him before, so he leaned on the door frame and stretched his head to eavesdrop, but was caught by Mo Hen. Anyway, he was too lazy to introduce more, so he let these seniors talk about some basic situations. After Mo Hen left, Tang San hugged the quilt and remained silent. On the one hand, he could feel Yu Zhaogang's care for him, and on the other hand, he was also worried about his future life. He beat Wang Sheng as soon as he arrived, and also had a fight with Lin Huan, but he would have to live in the same dormitory with them in the future. Once, he tightened the sleeve arrow on his wrist, and a trace of ruthlessness flashed in his heart again. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelist. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We are waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 8 The Hatred Runs Deep. Article 103 of the Tang Sect Xuanchen Treasures General Guidelines. The first to strike is the strongest. The last to strike will suffer. Lin Huan and Wang Sheng have already found their way to death, but he cannot make a move now. The academy is still an academy after all, and it is too coincidental. He and they just had a conflict, and in the blink of an eye, the two of them died suddenly. It is self-evident who the murderer is. Wait for an opportunity. Tang San restrained the murderous intent in his heart, and forced a smile on his stiff face. Let's call it a draw just now. We will have a chance to fight again. In fact, if he really wanted to continue fighting, he would actually lose more, but he had a hidden weapon. For Tang sect disciples, hidden weapons are their own hands and feet, their own lives, and it is natural to use hidden weapons in battle. As for the previously locked spring, just open it again. This is easy. So he felt that if the fight went to the end, he would still be the winner, and admitting a draw at this time should be a big advantage for Lin Huan. Therefore, although his words were calm, his tone was somewhat arrogant, as if this draw was a gift from himself to the other party. He himself did not notice the subtle change in mentality, because the confidence that Zhao Gang brought to him in his words was something he could not experience in his previous life in the strict hierarchy of the Tang sect. From a mediocre person to a rare twin martial spirit on the mainland, the pie that Zhao Gang painted for himself was very solid and full. At this time, he looked at Lin Huan, Wang Sheng, and Zhao Wu, and there was a trace of contempt in the depths of his eyes. Hearing Tang San say this, before Lin Huan opened his mouth, Zhao Wu couldn't hold it back. She was unhappy with Tang San before, and now she was getting angrier and angrier. Didn't he know what Lin Huan's strength was? That was someone who could beat him, and although Tang San was strong, he could never beat him. He actually said what was considered a draw. It was really a dog lifting the door curtain with just one mouth. Haha, how about you compete with me? My strength is about the same as Lin Huan's. If you can beat me, then you win this tie. Only now did Tang San dare to look at Zhao Wu openly. Before, when he was on the road, he felt that he was too mediocre, not as pretty as Lin Huan, and his martial spirit was a useless martial spirit like blue-silver grass, so he didn't dare to look at Zhao Wu straight in the eye. But now, he is not afraid anymore. With the leading twin martial spirits on our continent, he deserves it. Looking at Zhao Wu's charming figure, pink face, and slender and round thighs, Tang San's eyes became timid and unconfident again. I won't fight with you. Although Zhao Gang gave him the self-confidence he had always wanted, Tang San had not had much contact with the opposite sex after all, and he didn't know how to communicate with the opposite sex at all. Wang Sheng spoke at this time. We must have a dormitory leader in our dormitory. Since Lin Huan and Tang San are tied, Zhao Wu is the boss. Although he didn't believe that Zhao Wu's strength could be as strong as Lin Huan didn't stop her when she challenged Tang San, which showed that Zhao Wu's strength might really be not weak. Zhao Wu was happy when she heard the words in front, and turned to look at Wang Sheng. She felt that this big guy was just like the silly monkey at home, so cute. Blinking his big eyes, Wang Sheng looked at Lin Huan again after seeing that he couldn't beat him. If he wanted to be the boss himself, he had to get the man's consent. Lin Huan naturally had no objection. Everyone was in the same bed, so what was yours and mine? The naive Zhao Wu didn't know that every time she acted like a spoiled child, she had secretly marked the price, and she would have to slowly pay it back when she grew up. When the few of them returned to the dormitory, Lin Huan spread the big bag he brought on his back on the bed near the window and began to tidy up his mattress. Zhao Wu seemed to have discovered something at this time. She had completely lost the joy of being the boss of the 7th dormitory. She tilted her head to look at Tang San making the bed, then looked at Wang Sheng and the others' mattresses, then tried to force a big smile, stepped forward and held Lin Huan's arm. Brother Huan, do you have extra mattresses? Lin Huan ignored her coldly. When they were at home, Lin Ping told them to pack their things well and not to forget anything. There were a lot of things to bring to school. Zhao Wu nodded happily, turned around and ate carrots and forgot about it. She packed a small backpack with 7 clean carrots in it. Lin Huan tied the bedding, sheets, pillows and other things tightly with hemp ropes. His technique was very experienced. He carried them on his back as if he was going to fight the Japanese. At that time, Zhao Wu laughed at Lin Huan for a long time, but now she couldn't laugh. She shook Lin Huan's arm hard, but Lin Huan seemed to feel nothing and didn't even look at her. The little girl pouted, stood up angrily, walked to the hard bed and sat down, touching the cold and hard bed with her hands while hugging her arms. Her chubby little face was full of helplessness and grievance. Wang Sheng said he couldn't stand it anymore. However, before he could speak, several other part-time students spoke first. Boss, you use my mattress first. I'll just half spread and half cover the quilt. Another person rushed to grab it and said, Boss, you use my quilt. My mattress can be used barely. Zhao Wu sat on the edge of the bed, looked around at the quilts of these part-time students, and had an idea in her mind, but still frowned and said, Don't call me boss or second. I'm the dormitory head. Boss or second doesn't sound like a good word, Wang Sheng said. That won't work. The dormitory head is the boss. This has always been the rule. Zhao Wu waved her hand impatiently and said, since I'm the dormitory head, you just listen to me. Just call me Sister Zhao Wu from now on. I appreciate your kindness. I'll figure out the quilt issue myself. Now Sister Zhao Wu is hungry and wants to eat. Wang Sheng slapped his head. Since Sister Zhao Wu said that, my stomach started to growl. Tang San, Brother Huan, let's go to the cafeteria to eat together. At this time, Lin Huan and Tang San had roughly made their bets. When they heard that they were going to have a meal, Lin Huan stood up first, while Tang San hesitated and finally sat down again, saying sullenly, you guys go, I won't go. Everyone took a look at Tang San's clothes, which were all covered with large patches. They also understood his thoughts. In fact, when they first entered school, all the part-time students were the same. They didn't have much money and could only save on food and clothing. As for Lin Huan, it was different. Although he was also a part-time student, his family still had some money. As the village chief and a soul master, plus the income from the melon seeds in the village, Lin Ping had saved up a lot of money. Although he said it ruthlessly at the time, he was afraid that Lin Huan would not be willing to eat or drink at school, so he secretly stuffed a few gold soul coins into Lin Huan's trouser pockets. That's right, it was gold soul coins. Therefore, Lin Huan would not worry about money for the time being, and he would never be reluctant to eat. When Zhao Wu saw everyone's gaze, she took out her small backpack with grievance, took out a carrot, and looked at Lin Huan with her watery eyes while chewing it. It seemed to say, how can you bear to let me eat only carrots? Seeing Zhao Wu like this, Tang San guessed that her family situation was probably not as good as his. While thinking, he took out a piece of coarse cake from his bag and took a bite. It was so delicious. He held the dry cake in one hand and chewed it hard, while taking out another piece of coarse cake from the bag and handed it to Zhao Wu. Eat this. This will fill your hunger. Zhao Wu bit the carrot with a crunchy sound, and shook her head to Tang San to indicate that she didn't need it. Wang Sheng looked at the two people, one more pitiful than the other, and was about to ask for a meal, but was stopped by Lin Huan. Let's go to the cafeteria to eat together, I still have some. Before Lin Huan finished speaking, Zhao Wu stood up from the bed, swung her long legs and flew into Lin Huan's arms. Her two long legs suddenly wrapped around Lin Huan's body, and her small buttocks just touched Lin Huan's abdominal muscles. I knew you were the best. Let's go have a vegetable feast. Tang San's hand holding the rough pancake stiffened for a moment. His eyes filled with unspeakable disappointment and anger. Haha, you just ignore me, you'll regret it. And Lin Huan, sooner or later I will. Chapter 9 Good Brothers, One Quilt. Lin Huan naturally didn't know Tang San's mental journey. Although he hated Tang San, he also knew that he couldn't act on impulse. Zhao Wu and his life were all in Tang Hao's hands. If he had a conflict with Tang San again, he couldn't bear the consequences. We can be said to have known each other for a long time. Let's go, Tang San, let's go eat something together. I'll treat you. Tang San's sinister eyes flashed for a moment, and then he agreed. It's a waste not to eat. This is not my initiative. It's Lin Huan who took the initiative to treat me. Lin Huan felt that Tang San's eyes seemed a little strange, but he didn't think much about it. He led a group of younger brothers downstairs. The cafeteria is in the teaching building, and you have to cross the entire playground. It's lunchtime now, and you can already see many students in college uniforms walking towards the teaching building. Along the way, Zhao Wu was very curious, active like a monkey, looking left and right, full of interest in everything. And such a cute and charming elf is really eye-catching. Many senior students have already discovered this new student, but they haven't dared to approach her yet. The college cafeteria is very large, divided into 2 floors, and there are 300 seats in the first floor hall alone. Zhao Wu was noticed by a group of people as soon as she entered the cafeteria because of her liveliness. Hey, isn't this Wang Sheng's gang of poor guys? Lin Huan turned his head and saw a group of senior students leaning on the railing at the junction of the first and second floors of the cafeteria, looking down at them. The one who spoke was a handsome male student who looked about 11 or 12 years old. Although there was a strong disdain in his eyes, His eyes lit up immediately and he saw Zhao Wu behind Wang Sheng and others, and quickly changed the subject. Ahem, the little girl in pink clothes, if you want to come to the second floor to eat, we can treat you. If you hang out with Wang Sheng and those people, you probably won't be able to eat on the second floor in your life. These people are not very old, and they don't have any big bad intentions. They just want to show their abilities in front of the opposite sex, but it is this lowest level of desire for performance that will make them do something that exceeds moral requirements. Violence is the simplest way to show your strength. Tang San's eyes swept over those people, with a fire in his eyes that was hard to conceal. He didn't understand. He didn't know what was wrong with this school. Why did everything happen when he arrived? The roommates in the dormitory were not good people, and the people he met at dinner were all troublemakers. Is this a school? It's been less than a day. Why does it feel so chaotic? Zhao Wu has a bad temper. If she hadn't been severely beaten by Lin Huan before, she would have been more arrogant. But at this time, someone bumped into her gun, and she couldn't bear it anymore. Just as she was about to speak, Lin Huan beat her to the punch. What did you say? Dare you say it again? The senior student glanced at Lin Huan. This man had very handsome features, and his clothes were much better than those part-time students. He restrained himself for a while, but didn't care too much. I said that if the pink-dressed girl wants to eat on the second floor, we can treat her. Lin Huan smiled with a string of white teeth, turned around and said to Zhao Wu, did you hear that? They invited you to the second floor for dinner, and they're treating you 2 meals at a time. Hurry up and go up and call brother. Zhao Wu stared with her big eyes, watching Lin Huan winking at her. She reacted instantly, took long steps, and walked up the stairs. Of course, she didn't go and call brother as Lin Huan said. She just picked up the delicious food from the plate. In the end, the plate was piled up into a small mountain, all of which were expensive. After taking them, she shook her hair at the senior student. Pay. The senior student was stunned, and didn't understand the brain circuits of these young people. I was just talking. What's more, I only said it twice. I didn't say I would treat you to 2 meals. However, in front of so many classmates, he was too embarrassed to argue about these 2 meals, so he had to grunt and say, can you finish all that? If you can't finish it, take it away, so that I won't find you on the second floor next time. Speechless, he had to fumble for his wallet while walking to the teacher to pay the bill. Lin Huan was not worried about Zhao Wu's situation at all. For students like Zhao Wu who have innate full soul power, the Junior Soul Master Academy is basically equivalent to graduation upon admission. The graduation threshold of the Junior Soul Master Academy is to reach level 10 and obtain the first soul ring. With innate full soul power, you only need to hunt a soul ring casually, even if it takes 10 years. What's more, Zhao Wu's combat power is not weak at all, and there are basically few opponents in the academy. However, despite this, he still led the other part-time students to the second floor, mainly because he also wanted to see how delicious the food on the second floor was. However, as everyone was delayed, an acquaintance also happened to go to eat. When Tang San saw this person, his face instantly brightened and he took 2 steps forward. Teacher, you are here to eat too. The person who came was Gang Tsai. Gang Tsai forced a smile on his stiff face and nodded to Tang San and said, have the beddings been packed? Yu Gang spoke up, not only to show that he cared about this disciple, but also to implicitly point out everything he had done for Tang San, so that this disciple would trust him more. These were all his little tricks in dealing with people. Sure enough, when he heard Yu Gang ask, Tang San nodded slightly. Thank you for the bedding, teacher. It has been packed. Yu Gang patted his shoulder and continued to show his favor in front of his disciple, saying, then come with me to the second floor to eat. The food on the first floor is lacking in nutrition and is not good for physical growth. Tang San glanced at Lin Huan, nodded to them, and didn't say much, and followed Yu Gang upstairs. Humphrey, I didn't intend to take advantage of you, but now that my teacher is here, I won't play with you anymore, so as to avoid being mocked for having a meal. Lin Huan, Wang Sheng and the others watched Tang San leave. Their eyes and expressions varied. When they were far away, Wang Sheng spoke in a low voice, this Tang San is really. Shaking his head, Lin Huan stretched out his hand to stop Wang Sheng's complaints. He was not afraid of being heard by Tang San, but was afraid that Tang Hao in the dark would have murderous intentions. Let's go up too. I'll treat you to this meal today. You guys are about to graduate. After all, you can't leave school without having eaten the food on the second floor. The cafeteria on the second floor was indeed bright and spacious, and the style was completely different from that of the first floor. It seemed like a high-end buffet restaurant. Lin Huan led such a large group of people up, and after a glance, he picked up the plate and started to order food. Wang Sheng and the others behind him were also here for the first time. At this time, they were like being bitten by lice all over their bodies. They twisted left and right and felt uncomfortable all over. Their expressions were also very restrained. They lined up one by one and followed Lin Huan with their plates. Lin Huan smiled and ignored them. After choosing, he waited for everyone to check and pay. These people were really cute. Basically no one took more. It was the standard order of 2 dishes and 2 meat buns. Wang Sheng stood in front of the bun stall, hesitating. With his appetite, he would usually eat 5 buns, but now he was not paying for it, so he only took 2 buns. He looked at the big round buns with nostalgia and began to swallow his saliva. Look at you, take some more. Don't say that I treated you and you didn't eat enough. The same goes for you guys. You get enough buns. Wang Sheng and the others exclaimed, "Long live Brother Huan." Then they stuffed the meat buns into their plates. As for chicken legs and other things, none of these honest and cute people took any. They sat together and ate buns obediently. Wow, I've heard that the meat buns on the second floor are so delicious. It's true. Yes, they are much more delicious than the corn bran buns on the first floor, and not irritating to the throat at all. Long live Brother Huan. I'll take over Brother Huan's job from now on. Add me in. And me. Please keep reading. Chapter 10. That night, I was worse than a beast. On the second floor of the restaurant, Douluo was immersed in 2 mountains, showing off her carrot meatballs. She looked up by chance and saw Lin Huan and the others sitting down. She didn't care about the meal tickets of the seniors at all, and sat next to Lin Huan with her plate in her arms. The air on the second floor was different from the greasy smell on the first floor. The aroma of various delicacies was mixed in the air, making people salivate. Douluo pursed her lips, looked at the food on her plate, and then looked at Lin Huan's plate, and couldn't help swallowing her saliva. She stared at the rich food on Lin Huan's plate with anticipation. Lin Huan's plate also had the food he liked to eat, but before he had taken a few bites, he saw a white and tender little hand reaching out with chopsticks to take a large piece of the food on his plate. When he looked up again and talked to Wang Sheng and the others, he turned around and saw that the food was less. Looking at Douluo, she immediately buried her head in the mountain of meatballs with a guilty conscience, not daring to look up. Lin Huan smiled helplessly and pushed his plate in front of Douluo's face. "Let's eat together. I just can't finish it." Douluo's eyes were obviously excited. She muttered something in a low voice that Lin Huan didn't hear clearly, and then began to enjoy the food excitedly. She ate with relish, stuffing her little mouth from time to time, and her expression was extremely cute, which also attracted the attention of many people around. Lin Huan and others also started to eat. For Wang Sheng and others, this was indeed the first time they had eaten food on the second floor. It might be a psychological effect, or it might be that the food on the second floor was really delicious. Everyone on their side was contentedly enjoying the happiness brought by the food. There were not many people on the second floor of the cafeteria. Usually, only a few teachers and some children of small nobles would eat on the second floor. Therefore, Lin Huan's gathering of a large group of people naturally attracted the attention of many people. Yu Gang glanced at the part-time students gathered there. Although he was disdainful in his heart, he did not show it very obviously. Those people would never achieve such achievements as himself in their entire lives, so there was no need to pay too much attention to them. He gave Tang San one of the 2 chicken legs, and while eating the chicken leg, he slowly introduced some common sense of the spirit master world to Tang San. "You are growing up now, the food is too bad. You eat one and I eat one." Tang San ate while patiently listening to Yu Gang's words. "For you, These things like the opening ceremony are just a waste of time. I plan to leave the academy with me early tomorrow morning so that we can go out and find a suitable spirit ring for you to advance." Tang San was delighted when he heard this. Before he could speak, Yu Gang waved his hand and asked casually, "What do you think of your roommates?" Hearing Yu Gang's question, Tang San didn't know how to answer. He turned his head and glanced at Lin Huan, and said indifferently, "I think they are pretty good." Yu Gang nodded and was silent for a while. The graduation standard of the Junior Spirit Master Academy is to obtain the first spirit ring to advance. After you obtain the spirit ring, I estimate that your strength will be the strongest among that group of people. He didn't say much about the difference between Tang San and others, but just stated a fact. They have been practicing in school for many years, and you are stronger than them as soon as you enter the school. This invisible gap will secretly promote Tang San's mentality change. When you graduate, I will introduce you to an academy that only recruits little monsters like you. Everyone there is a rare genius. Lightly throwing out another genius academy, Tang San completely understood the gap between them and himself. After Yu Gang finished eating, he gently rubbed Tang San's hair and left the cafeteria. "Come to my dormitory in the afternoon. I will teach you some basic knowledge of martial spirits." Lin Huan waited until Zhao Wu felt full, then swept away the unfinished food on the plate. After finishing his own plate, he did not dislike it and brought Zhao Wu's plate over, destroying the two hills. After everyone finished eating and returned to the dormitory, Zhao Wu ran to Lin Huan's bed leisurely, lay down comfortably and began to take a nap. Lin Huan knew this would happen, so he turned and went to the back mountain. Just now when he was eating, he asked Wang Sheng. The back mountain of the academy is quite remote, and few people usually go there. Lin Huan guessed that the environment here should be very suitable for his meditation. Lin Huan actually liked this time of continuous cultivation and becoming stronger. In the previous 3 months, he had successfully cultivated to level 6 with the photosynthesis meditation method. If he worked harder, he would probably be able to cultivate his soul power to level 10 within 2 months. At that time, he could go out to hunt soul beasts for evolution. He was actually looking forward to his first soul ring. An afternoon passed quickly. He went to the second floor for dinner again. He ate 5 meat buns and 2 chicken legs, and then packed up a vegetable salad. When he returned to the dormitory, as expected, he did not see anyone else. Only Zhao Wu was lying on her bed meditating and practicing, but the original single bed had become a double bed. His mattress was originally sewn by Aunt Wang next door. It was big and soft, and the 2 single beds were just enough to spread out. Zhao Wu's meditation was always 3 days of fishing and 2 days of drying the net. Just after she calmed down and meditated for 3 minutes, her little nose twitched slightly, and then she opened her eyes and began to wander around Lin Huan. "You brought back some delicious food?" Lin Huan had long known the sensitive sense of smell of this little bastard, and took out a packaged vegetable salad from behind and handed it to Zhao Wu. "Eat it. I knew you didn't go to eat. Eat it quickly. Don't starve." "Ah Huan, you are so nice." Zhao Wu swung her long braids to flatter Lin Huan, and then started to eat. "Look at you. You have such a good talent, but you don't know how to practice hard, and you only know how to play all day. Waste your talent." Zhao Wu pretended not to hear, and for a while, there were only Lin Huan's mumbling and the sound of Zhao Wu eating vegetables in the room. At night, this was the first time that Lin Huan slept in the same bed with a little girl. He was excited for a long time, and finally fell asleep in the vastness. When Lin Huan woke up in the morning, he found that a pair of long legs were wrapped around his waist, and the little girl's head beside him was lying on his chest, and her shallow eyebrows moved slightly with her breathing. Lin Huan silently recited the core values 3 times in his heart before he stabilized his mentality and got up early to practice. While washing, Tang San also got up. One needed to get up early to practice the purple demon eye, and the other needed to absorb the first rays of sunlight in the morning to strengthen his body because of the photosynthesis meditation method. The two met and nodded slightly before passing by. There were a few small stars dotted on the dark gray sky, and the clouds moved across the sky. Gradually, the orange-red halo dyed the fish belly white-red. A ray of morning light broke through the curtain-like sky and sprinkled thousands of points of light on the world. Please read it again. Chapter 11 The Drawbacks of the Open and Covert Struggles of the Purple Demon Pupil. The rising sun was full of purple air. The purple air was originally a momentary light. Just when it was about to dissipate, it was pulled by an inexplicable force and fell to Notting College. Tang San sat cross-legged on the roof of the dormitory building, and as always, he wanted to absorb this ray of purple air according to the training route of the purple demon pupil. He had excellent eyesight and found that the purple air seemed to be much more than what he usually absorbed. He was thinking in his heart whether the power of his purple demon pupil had increased again. Before he had time to be happy, he found that the purple air seemed to hesitated. I saw that the purple air ball like a small cotton candy was floating in the air, hesitating and swaying from side to side, as if considering where to go, wondering. Tang San did not hesitate. The soul power in his body was running at a high speed, and finally fell into the purple demon pupil. In this way, the purple air slowly swayed towards him. Although the speed was slow, it came after all. Tang San took a deep breath and absorbed this group of purple air. His purple demon eye power will definitely be improved again! Exclamation mark. On the other side, in the back mountain of the academy, Lin Huan sat cross-legged on a forest platform with lush vegetation. The soul power in his body had already started to operate according to the photosynthesis meditation method. He also found something wrong at this time. Generally speaking, after he operated the meditation method, the first ray of purple air in the sky would be drawn in and integrated into his bones, moistening his body silently. This is why he is not afraid of the power of the sun even though he is a zombie martial spirit. But today, an accident occurred. The purple air that was originally like a good baby actually hesitated. However, as Lin Huan hesitated for a while, the group of purple air actually swayed away from him and ran in another direction. Can Lin Huan agree to this? The soul power was unleashed, and a huge sunflower appeared behind Lin Huan. The huge flower disc just grew behind Lin Huan's head, shining brightly, like the golden light behind the Tathagata Buddha. As Lin Huan's photosynthesis meditation method accelerated, a green bud grew on Lin Huan's head, which slowly grew and turned into a three-leaf clover. Slow Sheep's secret skill, the three flowers gathering technique. As Lin Huan made his full effort, the many plants around him seemed to sense his request, and their leaves turned purple-green, obviously also photosynthesizing crazily. As soon as Lin Huan made a move, the purple gas ball swayed, and then broke away from Tang San's traction without looking back, and ran towards Lin Huan in the back mountain, landing directly on the three leaves on Lin Huan's head, and quickly merged into his body. Lin Huan held his breath and concentrated, only to feel that the purple gas absorbed this time seemed to be much more than usual, and his invincible physique seemed to be one step stronger. He did not waste his three flowers gathering time, and his brain was much more flexible than usual when he was in the three flowers gathering state. In addition, it was early morning, and many things could be answered with a little thought. He first carefully recalled the martial arts he had secretly learned from Tang San yesterday: Ghost Shadow and Crane Control and Dragon Capture. These two martial arts are actually the most suitable for people who practice Xuan Qigong. Even if you know the moves and steps before learning Xuan Qigong, some critical points will be awkward and not as smooth as the original. However, at this time, with the help of the three flowers gathering at the top of the head, Lin Huan gradually abandoned Tang San's shackles and began to use soul power with Ghost Shadow. After all, Xuan Qigong internal force is actually a kind of soul power. Why can't I use soul power to practice Ghost Shadow? While Lin Huan was thinking about a new way to create his own soul skills, Tang San on the other side almost vomited blood. What happened? Where is my purple chi? Who took away the purple chi that belongs to me? Today, his purple extreme demon eye did not receive a single bit of purple chi, and his power did not increase but decreased. The purple demon eye is a very patient practice. As long as you practice every day according to the routine, your future achievements will not be too bad. However, once you slack off a little, your pupil power cannot be replenished, and it will absorb the essence in your body. This is why it is called the demon pupil. In the history of the Tang sect, there have been many people who have failed to practice and their eye sockets were shriveled and blind. Without exception, they were all caused by absorbing purple chi to practice. In the Tang sect, disciples are strictly prohibited from absorbing purple qi directly to practice. The Tang sect stipulates that as a disciple, you can only use purple light to temper your eyes, and you cannot directly absorb purple qi. With the help of purple light tempering, although the progress of skill is slow, there will be no side effects. In directly absorbing purple qi to practice pupil power, although the growth of pupil power will be very rapid, such practice cannot be stopped at all. Once you can't absorb purple qi, the demon pupil will begin to absorb people's essence to grow. Tang San traveled through the Douluo continent, thinking that no one would compete with him for the ownership of purple qi. He absorbed purple qi to practice from the beginning, and he didn't encounter any accidents for many years. This also made him gradually forget this drawback that almost no one knew about. But today, when two people appeared in a small area and wanted to absorb purple energy to practice at the same time, he could not compete with them, and the magic pupil backfired on him. He was visibly tired. He had begun to suspect that someone was competing with him for purple energy, but in the end, the purple energy ran too fast and disappeared directly from his sight, so he didn't know where to find it. Cursing in his heart, Tang San left the place, took out the coarse cake from his bag, and ate it while walking to Yao Gang's office. Dong dong dong, come in, Ziazan. There would be no one else who came to his office so early except Tang San, who had agreed with him. Yao Gang turned around and looked at the tired Tang San with a puzzled look. What's the matter? Didn't you get enough rest last night? Tang San didn't tell the truth, but nodded. Yao Gang thought he was too excited to go out and hunt soul beasts, and a smile appeared on his stiff face. Don't be nervous. It's actually very simple. There's no need to be too excited. Let's go. I wanted to walk there, but since you're a little tired, let's go by carriage, and you can rest on the way. Yao Gang played a little trick. Yesterday afternoon, he knew what Tang San's other martial spirit was, and he also had a rough guess about Tang San's life experience, so he showed his kindness more. He originally planned to go by carriage. The soul hunting forest is more than 400 miles northeast of Notting City. If he walked, he could only ride Luo Sanpao, otherwise he would be exhausted. But when he said this, he immediately showed his consideration for Tang San. Yao Gang gave himself a score of 99 for this operation, and 1 point was left for fear of being proud, so he continued to maintain it. When the 3 flowers on his head gradually withered and decayed, turning into a stream of energy and passing away, more than half an hour had passed before he realized it. Lin Huan woke up from his meditation. Although he had not made much progress, he had already had a preliminary direction for the cultivation of his own body movement and soul skills. This kind of thing cannot be rushed, it has to be done slowly. Now, go get something to fill your stomach. There is still an opening ceremony in the morning. If you don't go, no one will help you smooth things over. Please read on. Chapter 12. Little Daily Life. As usual, he went to the canteen to buy buns and brought food to the lazy Zhao. This kid has been eating more and more recently, so he has to let her make up for him in the future. As for money, he really didn't worry about it. Money is meant to be spent. After returning to the dormitory, Zhao had just woken up and was cleaning up. No one from Wang Sheng's group helped to bring food. They all left the dormitory with a smile to eat. While watching Zhao eat slowly, Lin Huan thought about how to improve his body skills. The ghost shadow is indeed erratic, but Lin Huan does not have Xuanshan's inner strength to maximize its advantages, so he can only use chickens to lay eggs, and only select some methods of rapid conversion between body shapes and steps, and use his own soul power to perform. Zhao could see that Lin Huan was thinking about something, so she didn't bother him too much. Lin Huan was absent-minded the whole morning and didn't even eat much at lunch. Finally in the evening, he slapped his thigh, sat up from the bed and shouted, "I figured it out." Zhao touched her thigh with tears in her eyes. Lin Huan had shown no mercy just now. She thought that a big slap mark would be left on her white thigh. Touching her burning thigh, she really wanted to use her little feet to step on Lin Huan's face twice as revenge. But at the same time, she was also a little curious. Lin Huan had been thinking for a long time, wondering what he had figured out. "What are you doing?" Lin Huan, who had reacted, turned around and looked at Zhao, and said with a beaming face, "I have come up with a very suitable body movement for me. Come on, Douluo, chase me. Douluo pouted and turned away. Lin Huan thought she didn't want to do it in the dormitory. Just as he was about to take a step forward, he didn't expect that his eyes went dark. Douluo's body jumped out of the bed like a jade rabbit, and her two long legs were like thunder. In a flash, she was about to wrap around Lin Huan. Lin Huan didn't stop at all. He kept chasing a fictitious figure in his mind all day long. He was already familiar with the response. His own power burst out from between his bones. Strands of soul power with a bright purple light spread all over his body. He advanced and retreated, and his body swung back and forth in a very short time. Douluo's sure-shot attack was completely cracked in this advance and retreat. Douluo stood barefoot on the bed on the other side, full of confusion. What happened? What happened just now? Lin Huan tried out his new tricks, feeling happy from the bottom of his heart, and looked at Douluo with a smile. Douluo didn't believe it, twisted her waist, and rushed towards Lin Huan again. This time, not only did she use the twisting technique with her legs, but she also opened her arms like a big net. The scorpion tail braid behind her was like a divine hand, and it was thrown out from behind her the moment she was about to get close to Lin Huan. Like a dragon swinging its tail, the scorpion tail braid was extremely fast, and it was about to wrap around Lin Huan's neck in an instant. Lin Huan still didn't make much movement, but this time it was not forward and backward, but swaying left and right. In the blink of an eye, Douluo returned empty-handed again. This time Douluo was really shocked. The first time, she could say that she was careless, but the second time she tried her best. Why was it still like this? Lin Huan laughed and pinched his waist for a while. It really worked. Lin Huan's own unique self-created soul skill, shape-shifting. Although there is only one move, it is an excellent start. Accumulating one move after another will form a complete set of soul skills sooner or later. He has this confidence. Come on, little rabbit. Brother is in a good mood today. I'll take you out for a good meal. Douluo was still angry at first, thinking that the gap between her and Lin Huan had widened again. But when she heard that they were going out for a good meal, her big eyes lit up instantly. You just hit me. You have to compensate me. Accompany you? I've said it. I won't accompany you to eat and drink, but I can consider accompanying you in bed. Although Douluo knew some adult things because she had lived a long life, she was actually very thin-skinned. She was stunned for a moment before she realized that she was being teased by Lin Huan, and her little face instantly turned red. You hooligan, huh? It was you who said you wanted me to accompany you. Cut Lin Huan open and see. His brain is yellow, his heart is black, and his stomach is full of bad water. Pretending to be innocent and knowing nothing, Douluo's pretty face became even more rosy, and then she laughed and rushed out the door first. Douluo called out bad guy and chased after him. The small road in the sunset was filled with the cheerful laughter of boys and girls. It was not until the moon was on the willow branches that Lin Huan took Douluo's hand and walked back slowly. This lazy and comfortable slow-paced life is really suitable for me who likes salted fish. How great it would be if this was an ordinary world. But unfortunately, this is a fantasy world. Without sufficient strength, you don't deserve this leisurely life at all, because the life of ordinary people will be completely broken with a little disturbance, and there is no ability to resist. Therefore, in order to live a better life in the future, you still have to work hard to practice now. Just wait until you are titled Buo, and you can take a rest. Hey, why does this sound so familiar? In the next few days, Lin Huan's practice was carried out step by step, but what puzzled him was that the size of the purple air he obtained in the morning of the past 2 days returned to its original size, and there was no purple air group as big as that day, which made him a little confused. However, everything was developing step by step. Lin Huan practiced silently, and his soul power foundation was solid and stable, but the speed of soul power improvement was not slow at all. He neither deliberately suppressed the level nor rushed for success. While practicing hard, he enjoyed the slow time of elementary school. It's just that during this period, Douluo went out once, and then happened to meet a wounded soul beast, and happened to be suitable for her, so naturally, Douluo was promoted to a soul master. So, that night, Douluo, who had been humiliated for many years, decided to get back at her. Lin Huan, on the night of the full moon, on the top of the back mountain, A peak battle, bah. You just got a soul ring, one more soul skill than me, and your physical fitness has improved. Who will fight with you at the peak? If you have the ability, let's be fair, and fight without soul skills or soul power. How about it? Douluo is not stupid, she is as smart as a rabbit, and if she doesn't use soul power, she will be beaten. Lin Huan is not afraid that he can't beat Douluo and doesn't want to fight her, but he just likes to tease this little girl out of habit. Wow, Lin Huan, you are talking nonsense again. If you do this again, I will expel you from the 7th dormitory as the dormitory head. Humphrey, then I will leave with my quilt. Douluo was so angry that her chest was about to explode. It was obvious that she was easily controlled by Lin Huan. Hey, brother Huan, just fight with me. If the hard way doesn't work, try the soft way. Our Douluo is born to be flexible. Douluo also caught Lin Huan's weakness, and couldn't stand his delicate pleading. Ahem. Then let's meet in the small woods in the back mountain. Follow up reading. Wow. Chapter 13 Conflict. It's no problem for me to beat 20 of them. Then, on the full moon night, from the grove behind Notting College came a female voice that was cursing and grunting. You are a scoundrel. You ... If you have the guts, then don't dodge. That won't work. You've already used your soul skills. I see you're accumulating strength and you want to hit me hard. I'm not stupid, so of course I have to dodge. No, you're not allowed to dodge. Okay, then I won't dodge, but I've got a promise. You hit me gently. Okay, I won't use any force, so don't dodge. Ouch, you ... Don't block. You blocked all my attacks. It's okay to dodge, but you're not allowed to block. No. Okay then. Hey, what are you doing? That's not right. That's not right. I'm afraid your pre-swing is a bit long. I'm a little scared. Don't be afraid. I won't use any force if I say so, otherwise I won't call you Sister Zhou. Okay then. Well, how do you use your soul power? How can I activate my skills like this? No, you're not allowed to use your soul power. You have to let my waist bow throw you out. Why don't you just tell me to give up resistance and let you beat you up? Oh, who said that? Hurry up. So, Douluo defeated Lin Huan as she wished, and with her powerful strength and soft skills, she beat Lin Huan to the ground and cried for his parents. Oh, I'm dying. I need Douluo's artificial respiration. Douluo pretended not to hear, and walked back to the dormitory with her scorpion tail braids humming the song she learned from Lin Huan. We ordinary people are so happy today. After class that morning, Douluo was walking towards the cafeteria with Lin Huan, talking and laughing, but she didn't expect to be blocked by a group of senior students before leaving the classroom. The leader was tall and straight, standing in front of Douluo, at least half a body taller than her. Judging from his age, he should be a 6th grade student like Huang Sheng. Although his face still had some childishness, he already looked a bit like an adult. He was handsome, but at this time his face was full of contempt and disdain. I heard that your martial spirit is a rabbit, haha, and my martial spirit is a wolf. I think we are actually quite a good match. Just think about it, a big bad wolf with a little pet rabbit, how fun it is. That's right, Boss Zhao is right. Why don't you just come to the boss and be a pet? Ha ha ha. That's right, Boss Zhao won't eat you. The leader was Zhao Chenyu, the little bully of Notting College. Here, Zhao Chenyu led people to block the door of the 1st grade classroom. Wang Sheng and others also rushed over after hearing the news, and the scene suddenly became a little subtle. Sister Zhou, these people rely on the fact that they are children of nobles and regard the college as their own backyard. They often bully us part-time students from poor families. Zhou stared at Zhao Chenyu with her big round eyes, then turned around and asked Lin Huan, what should I do? Zhou's temper in this life is far less hot and reckless than in the original book. In the previous life, it was because someone spoiled her infinitely that she developed a somewhat unruly and hot-tempered personality, but this life is different. Douluo, who had just come out of the mountain, met Lin Huan. During the period of time in Kuiwaguzi, she was beaten every other day, and her arrogant temper was suppressed by Lin Huan. Later, when she came to the academy, her strength was still suppressed by Lin Huan, but Lin Huan was always aggressive and gentle. This kind of operation of Lin Huan made Douluo very confident, and as a result, Zhao Wu now has a backbone in her heart. Lin Huan looked at Zhao Wu calmly. Stupid, what do I usually teach you? Zhao Wu pouted and replied, prosperity, democracy, literature. Ahem. That's not it, huh? Aren't you afraid that the gangsters will? Ahem. That's enough. What I want to say is, I won't offend others if they don't offend me, but if someone offends me, I will punish him even if he is far away. You know what to do now. Zhao Wu's eyes lit up, and she was about to speak but was stopped by Lin Huan. Let me handle it. After saying that, Lin Huan took 2 steps forward and walked in front of Zhao Chenyiu's group. Zhao Chenyiu, right? There are too many people here. How about we go to the back mountain? To avoid others saying that our nodding college boss Zhao was just talking but not practicing. How about we go to the back mountain to fight? Lin Huan has always been taller and stronger than his peers, and he is only a little shorter than Zhao Chenyiu. Zhao Chenyiu didn't expect these part-time students to obey him. He whistled and led a group of senior students to the back mountain. Let's go. I'm just afraid that you part-time students don't dare to go. Lin Huan didn't say much, and followed without looking back. Zhao Wu naturally followed Lin Huan with pride and satisfaction. Wang Sheng and others had already taken big steps to follow him. When they turned around, they found that some other part-time students who had gathered were still hesitating in place. He cursed inwardly, cried out in a low voice, and chased after them without looking back. If you don't want to be unable to raise your head forever, don't come. At the back of the college, Zhao Chenyiu and others turned around and found that there was no more or less work-study students in the team. Hey, it seems that one is missing. It seems that the boy who became Yu Gang's apprentice did not come, and he did not ask much. In his heart, Yu Gang is a waste, and his apprentice is probably an even bigger waste. I can't tell. You work-study students are quite united. You come together to get beaten. Not bad. Zhao Chenyiu rolled his eyes and continued. Don't worry, I won't bully you because you are small. It happens that there are 10 of you here, so we will also send out 10 people. Take turns to come out, and the winner will defend the ring, until everyone on one side is defeated. If you lose, you will be my younger brother. If you win, I will listen to you in the future. Zhao Chenyiu pretended to be fair. When Wang Sheng heard this, his face turned red with anxiety. No matter how good he was at fighting, he couldn't beat 2 people here. With Zhao Wu and Lin Huan, 3 or 4 people would probably be the limit. This is obviously a trap. Sister Ziu, Brother Huan, we don't. Then it's settled. Without waiting for Wang Sheng to stop him, Lin Huan agreed directly. After he finished speaking, he turned around. Old Wang, what did you want to say just now? Wang Sheng's face turned red and blue, and he just couldn't hold back a word. At this time, he also made up his mind. It's no big deal. It's just a beating. It's not like he hasn't been beaten before. Zhao Chenyiu smiled proudly. Then let's get started. Liu Long, you're off to a good start. A tall boy came out from Zhao Chenyu's side, looking at Lin Huan and the others with a defiant look. Wang Sheng was about to reveal some of this man's background, but he didn't expect Lin Huan to step forward and speak lightly. I just thought about it carefully and found something wrong. Why? Do you want to regret it? Or do you want to admit defeat directly? Neither. What I mean is that it's a waste of time to do it one by one. Why don't you all come together? I want to beat 10 or 20. Please read it again. Chapter 14. Yesterday's chapter was blocked. Chapter 13 has been blocked. It will probably be released in 2 days. I am angry. If I touch the edge again, I will be a dog. But there is not much content in that chapter. It is just about meeting Zhao Chenyu. Brother Huan has to fight a group of people alone. It is estimated that the chapter will be released at noon the day after tomorrow. Let's take a look first. If not, you can join the group and watch the uncut version. If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelist. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We are waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 15. The Scheming Zhao Chenyu. Since Zhao Chenyu entered the academy, he has never seen anyone more arrogant than himself. A mere first-grade elementary school student actually wants to fight more than 26th-grade strongmen. Could it be that this person has a background? As the Lord of Notting City, His father naturally has a way of educating his children, and he has repeatedly warned him that some people have strong forces behind them, so he should not provoke them once he meets them. Zhao Chenyu immediately thought of this aspect. Could it be that the forces behind this person are stronger than me? No, I have to test it myself, so as not to provoke someone I shouldn't provoke. Ahem. This brother looks familiar. Have we met him at some gatherings? Ahem. My father's lady, the Lord of Notting City. The younger brother next to him gave an explanation at the right time. Zhao Chenyu looked at Ling Feng beside him with some surprise. Not bad, not bad. This kid made this coin very round for him. If I say this, it seems like I am showing off, but I don't want to show off at all. You don't need to test me. I have no money or power. I'm just an ordinary part-time student. Come on. I'm in a hurry to go back and eat. Lin Huan didn't care whether his father was Zhang Erhe or someone else. He just wanted to eat. Although Zhao Chenyu was still a little suspicious, his younger brothers were a little fed up with Lin Huan's arrogance. They were all eager to beat this kid up, and he couldn't stop them anymore. Okay, Liu Long, you go. Liu Long had long been impatient. Hearing this, his arms shook, and he roared. A yellow long stick appeared out of thin air in his hand. With a violent pull, the tip of the stick swept towards Lin Huan's waist and abdomen like a meteor. Lin Huan didn't need to use too much effort to deal with these people. He kicked the ground with his legs, and his figure rushed to Liu Long's side like an arrow. He pushed Liu Long, who had no time to react, to the side with a push of his buttocks. Then he swung his right leg from behind and kicked him in the ribs, knocking him to the ground completely. He groaned for a long time and couldn't breathe. In just a blink of an eye, Zhao Chenyu's general was lying on the ground, unable to move. This really shocked everyone, including Tang San, who had already arrived and was watching from the dark. Wang Sheng was stunned. He and Liu Long were old rivals. The two had fought from the 1st grade to the 6th grade. He lost more than he won. Facing Liu Long's long stick, he was always beaten. He had always thought that the other party took advantage of the weapon, but now, he understood. This has nothing to do with the weapon, it's just that he is too weak. Brother Huan also has no weapons, but the two of them just fought, and Liu Long fell to the ground. Wang Sheng, Brother Huan, yids. Tang San, ? How is this possible? It's only been a few days and he has become stronger again. Zhao Wu, alas, I guess I won't have the chance to turn over and become the master in the future. Zhao Chenyu, haha, he beat Liu Long in seconds, whose part-time student is so fierce. But I still have a chance. We still have 19 people. Brothers, let's fight side by side. If he is unkind, don't blame us for being unjust. Zhao Chenyu gave an order. Take action quickly while the morale of the army is not completely dispersed. Otherwise, when they react, they may not dare to take action. After tricking everyone into taking action, he also gritted his teeth. With the spirit of martial arts possessed, he wanted to exert all his strength. After all, he could not tolerate being a subordinate of others. Kill. However, there was only one figure among the crowd, looking in front and suddenly behind. He did not use the spirit of martial arts, but simply punched, palmed, kicked and elbowed. With a flash, 18 of the 19 people fell down. There was a cry on the ground, one by one, holding the waist, rubbing the buttocks, grinning, looking at Lin Huan with fear in his eyes. Only a spirit ring under Zhao Chenyu's feet stood there, staring at Lin Huan blankly. After his spirit of martial arts possessed him, he also attacked several times, but he didn't even touch his edge. In the blink of an eye, all the younger brothers fell down. Now he also understood the gap between the two. We'll lost. From now on, as long as I, Zhao Chenyu, am in Notting College, you will be my boss. If you disobey me, you will be struck by lightning. Lin Huan looked at Zhao Chenyu in surprise. Not bad. He is brave and responsible, and a good guy. He pouted at Zhao Wu. Well, that's your boss. Remember, report Zhao Wu's name when you go out. Lin Huan still gave Zhao Wu face outside. Zhao Wu also jumped over with a smile, stretched out her hand and patted Lin Huan on the shoulder. Not bad. No. She was about to say that Zhao Huanzi did a good job, but she held it back all of a sudden. Cough. No. Cough. Zhao Chenyu, right? From now on, you are my younger brother. I won't bother with you about the previous things, otherwise I will have to beat you up." Waving her fist, Dao Wu said fiercely that we are not easy to mess with. Dao Chenyu was stunned for a moment, and walked to Dao Wu in a very polite way. "Big sister, if you have something to say, please tell me. As long as we are in the academy, I am your little brother. You guys are lying on the ground pretending to be dead. Come and see the boss." The little farce ended. In order to express his apology, Dao Chenyu paid for Dao Wu and Lin Huan to have a big meal on the second floor. "Boss, Brother Huan, you go back and rest first. I will talk to them. We will take care of your work in the future." Watching Lin Huan leave, Dao Chenyu walked quietly on the road. Only a few of his lackeys were still following him. "Brother, are we really going to recognize this chick as our boss in the future?" "Nonsense. What can we do if we don't recognize her?" "You can't beat her. You should just follow them obediently in the future." "Brother, what do you mean? We follow her. What about you?" "Me? Ha ha ha. I have spirit rings and have reached the graduation standard. I will apply for graduation this afternoon. If everything goes well, you won't see me tomorrow." Brother, you just said that the sky will hit you with 5 thunderbolts." "Yes, I mean that I recognize her as the boss in the academy. I have graduated and am no longer in the academy. How can this thunderbolt hit me? Can it be like this? Alas, masters are lonely." Dao Chenyu used his 5 fingers to comb his bangs back into a big back hair while walking towards the teaching building. Several younger brothers stared at Dao Chenyu, who was leaving in a daze, and felt as if they had opened the door to a new world. Of course, Lin Huan didn't know all this, and even if he knew, he wouldn't care. At this time, he happened to meet Tang San, and the two greeted each other without saying much. Tang San wanted to come back and fight Lin Huan again after getting his first soul ring. After all, his physical fitness has been greatly enhanced after getting the soul ring. However, he is increasingly confused about Lin Huan's strength. "Forget it. Let's talk about it later. Wait a little longer. When I get my second ring, I will fight him again. I guess he won't be my opponent by then." Tang San is very confident. This trip to the soul hunting forest gave him great confidence. Although he was slightly frightened by Lin Huan, it doesn't matter. The one who laughs last laughs the most beautifully. Chapter 16 Soul Hunting Forest. After more than a month in Nodding Academy, Dao Wu's strength has reached the 14th level, and Lin Huan has successfully reached the 10th level Soul Master threshold. These days, Lin Huan has been preparing his luggage to hunt soul rings. No one can help him, and the action of hunting soul beasts can only rely on himself. Lin Huan didn't want to expose himself to the sight of the spirit hall too early, and he didn't know any great masters. The only person who was capable and willing to help Lin Huan and would not reveal his secrets was his father Lin Ping. A few days ago, Lin Ping dropped by to Nodding City to sell melon seeds. He found Lin Huan and stuffed him with several silver soul coins. At that time, he also told him to go home to find him after reaching the level, and he took Lin Huan to the soul hunting forest to hunt soul beasts. Lin Huan naturally knew that Lao Lin didn't come by chance. He basically didn't leave the village. The usual purchases and melon seed sales were borne by each family. Obviously, Lao Lin was worried about him and came to see if he was doing well. At that time, Lin Huan said it was very good, and that hunting soul beasts would all depend on old Lin, but in his heart he didn't think it was a good thing. Old Lin was a level 17 soul master, and was considered an expert in the village, but in the soul hunting forest, he was really a mobile feat, and he didn't have the heart to let old Lin accompany him on an adventure. So that time, when Lin Huan said that his progress in cultivation slowed down after entering the academy, and it took more than a month to upgrade 1 level, of course he was lying to old Lin. After Lin Huan packed up his things, he walked out of the academy in the early morning with a big package on his back. For some reason, since Tang San came back, the purple gas group he absorbed every morning has become larger, which made Lin Huan particularly happy. He thought it was the good luck that Tang San brought him. Every time he saw Tang San for more than a month, he greeted him with a smile. "This is a purple gas baby, you can't run away." He didn't know that the purple gas group was always occupied by him alone. Tang San's body was already very exhausted because he couldn't absorb the purple gas. If Xuan Gong was not really useful for conditioning the body, he would have been as thin as a skeleton. Even so, Tang San's appearance was already a bit emaciated. In the early morning, he stood on the roof of the dormitory building, looking at the rising sun in the sky. His eyes were withered, lifeless and helpless. The soul-hunting forest was not close to Notting City. Lin Huan simply spent money to buy a fighting chi horse 10-day experience card, which is to rent a horse for 10 days, and a deposit of 1 gold soul coin. On his back were outdoor tents, dry biscuits, and water bags. On his waist was a long sword, which was also rented from Tang San's blacksmith shop. He had to have something to protect himself. In his trouser pocket was a warrant. This was Lin Ping's welfare as a staff member of the Wuhan Hall. With this warrant, he could go to any low-level soul-hunting forest in the empire to hunt for soul rings once, and it would be invalid after one time. This was one of the rewards that Lin Ping had gained from being a guard at the Wuhan Hall in Notting City for many years. He gave it to Lin Huan when he was in school, because taking this thing to the Wuhan Hall to get a certain level of family benefits would also give him corresponding benefits. It took Lin Huan nearly 2 days to ride 400 miles, and he even rested in the wild for a night. Lin Huan walked on the outskirts of the soul-hunting forest with a map. This was a trading market with large shops lined up. Lin Huan was not in a hurry to go in. He entrusted his horse to a tavern and wandered around the market along the path, buying some delicious food from time to time. 3 is missing 1. 3 is missing 1. We are still short of an auxiliary soul master. The agile soul beast hunting team is recruiting people. 7 people are short of a defensive soul master and a warrant. Similar shouts came one after another. Most of the shops in the forest sold weapons, protective gear and various food supplies. Lin Huan turned around twice and felt that it was not interesting, so he walked to the deepest part of the market, which was the entrance to the soul-hunting forest. This is a huge dark forest with lush trees and a sense of oppression. A huge steel fence around the forest prevents everyone from entering. A team of 100 soldiers are patrolling, holding long guns, with a strict military appearance and a bloody look. Lin Huan was not afraid either. He tightened the package behind him, took out the token given by his father, and walked to the entrance of the soul-hunting forest. The captain of the soldiers in charge of checking the warrant saw a little kid who was only as tall as his waist, put away the long gun pointing outward, stood it up at his side, waved his hand and said, "Whose baby ran out? This is not a fun place. Go back to your father." The captain of the soldiers seemed stern, but he was actually gentle. Lin Huan raised the metal warrant in his hand and scratched his head embarrassedly. "Uncle, I am here to hunt soul beasts. This is the task given to me by the family. Don't worry, the family elders are hiding in the dark to protect my safety. It's okay." Lin Huan also knew that it was not realistic to let a 6-year-old child enter the soul-hunting forest, so he made up a family and elders, which frightened the captain of the soldiers. He looked at Lin Huan with some doubts, took the warrant from his hand and looked at it. "Lin Pingqi, the guard of the Notting Spirit Hall? Where did you get it from?" "Because the elder grandfather did not allow me to use the power of the family to obtain the warrant, so I bought it." Although the captain of the soldiers still did not believe it, it did not stop Lin Huan from lying without blushing or panicking. He did not expect that a child could make up such a logically perfect lie. Although he was still a little hesitant, he had already opened the door. "Well, then you go in, but remember, if you encounter danger, go to our Spirit Hall's law enforcement team for shelter and time." Lin Huan nodded pretentiously, but in his heart he was complaining about how he could take the initiative to find the Spirit Hall law enforcement team. It was too late to hide. Entering the soul-hunting forest, it seemed that all the noise was blocked by the steel fence. The forest was silent, the light was a little dim, and the air was mixed with the smell of decaying plants and soil. Lin Huan did not stay at the entrance for long. After entering, he quickly went deeper and disappeared in the soul-hunting forest in a short while. Just as the captain of the soldiers was thinking at the door about which big family the kid who had entered before belonged to, 2 more people appeared in front of him. If he hadn't looked up, he wouldn't even have noticed when the 2 people came. There was a man and a woman, one old and one young. He stood quietly beside Zhuge Yan, but if you didn't look at him, you couldn't feel his presence at all. The whole person had an illusory feeling, as if he was a green phantom. The expression on his face was completely stiff, His cheeks were sunken, his green hair was messy like a pile of weeds, and his clothes were just a simple gray robe. The old man was slender. His beard and hair were all a terrifying and conspicuous dark green. His eyes were like cold emeralds, without the slightest breath of life. His eyes were indifferent and evil. Only when he looked at the girl next to him would his eyes become extremely gentle, and although the girl had a delicate and charming face, she also had a strange green long hair. A warrant appeared in the palm of the old man's hand. The captain of the soldiers took a look, and then his pupils widened instantly. He rubbed his eyes in disbelief. When he looked again, he found that he was not mistaken. He broke out in a cold sweat, thrust his spear, and knelt on one knee. "Greetings, your majesty," the old man hummed indifferently, and the next moment, the two had disappeared at the entrance of the soul-hunting forest. Only the trembling captain of the soldiers was left, secretly exclaiming in his heart, "That kid turned out to be the son of his majesty." Please read it again! Exclamation mark. Chapter 17. Even more terrifying than encountering an evil spirit master, as if drifting into the soul-hunting forest like a wisp of wind, the old man held the girl's hand and fell into the woods. "Yanner, do you know why I brought you to the soul-hunting forest this time?" I know, because I want to get the second soul ring." The little girl was obviously very dependent on the old man, pulling the old man's shoulder and said coquettishly, "Oh, don't pull Grandpa's beard." "Okay, Yanner, I won't help you hunt soul beasts in the soul-hunting forest this time, you do it yourself." The old man gently pressed the little girl's hand, pulling her beard, pretending to be serious. The reason why Jugubo chose the soul-hunting forest instead of other wild forests this time was mainly to ensure the safety of Yanner. Although he was a titled Buo and had good strength, there was still a certain degree of danger in those more powerful soul beast forests such as the Zhengdu Great Forest. Moreover, the most important reason was that in this forest, a poisonous snake about 800 years old was born, named Colorful Mamba. For the growth of his granddaughter, he has almost traveled through the nearby forests over the years. He has tailored a series of spirit rings for Juguyan, and one of the best choices for the second spirit ring is here. At this time, Juguyan looked only about 10 years old. Although she was still young, her facial features had already begun to be attractive. She had charming green eyes and long hair that was green and purple. Her facial features were naturally charming but also had a few traces of pure childishness. "Grandpa, don't worry, I can do it." Jugubo sighed. His granddaughter was well behaved and beautiful, and he didn't know whose kid would be lucky enough to get her in the future. "Yanner, go ahead, I'll be behind you. You must remember the tips for survival in the wild that I told you before. You have to hunt for your own spirit rings. Don't worry, I'll take care of it." The little girl was obviously very interested in this kind of survival in the wild. She didn't care about her dear grandfather behind her and trotted forward, jumping and skipping. Jugubo sighed, knowing that this would happen. His granddaughter knew it herself. She said that she remembered it, but in fact, it went in one ear and out the other, and she didn't take it to heart at all. But it's okay this way, it's good to suffer a little loss and learn more. Thinking this way, Jugubo's figure quickly disappeared behind him, hiding in the dark to protect Juguyan. Juguyan looked back and found that she couldn't find her grandfather. She didn't worry too much. She shook her hair and continued to stroll. Two flowers bloom, each with its own beauty. Lin Huan here didn't stroll leisurely like Juguyan when he entered the soul-hunting forest. Although he was confident in his own strength, anything could happen in the soul-hunting forest, so he still had to be careful. The map he could get was only the part from Notting City to the soul-hunting forest. He couldn't get the map inside the soul-hunting forest. Therefore, he didn't realize that he, who originally wanted to wander around the periphery of the soul-hunting forest, had slowly penetrated into the interior of the soul-hunting forest. Not daring to be careless, Lin Huan drew out the longsword from his waist. The material of this longsword was ordinary, but the length was just right, so Lin Huan used it as a weed-pulling stick. He slowly groped forward in the soul-hunting forest. He had already planned for his first soul ring, because he mainly practiced the sunflower martial soul, and the role of the sunflower martial soul was very monotonous. It could not be used for direct attack, but was just a tool for producing sunlight. Therefore, The choice of soul beast was much simpler. There was no need to demand those powerful offensive soul beasts. Of course, the best ones were the ones with various elemental abilities and a large amount of natural soul power reserves. Just like the spotted cat lying on the branch at this time, the lonely bamboo forest just passed by, and the dazzling toad in the pool were not suitable objects. And even if they were suitable, the age was not enough. Lin Huan's current physical strength has reached a very terrifying level after the tantric yoga practice since childhood and the flushing of the sky purple air after awakening. Although it cannot withstand the baptism of a 1,000-year soul ring, it should be no problem for 700 or 800 years. Lin Huan has studied very hard and not in college for more than a month. He has basically understood some common soul beasts. The teacher didn't talk about the uncommon ones in class. Lin Huan wanted to find some information but couldn't find it, so he had to give up. Suddenly, Lin Huan felt that something was wrong around him. Everything around him seemed a little too quiet. He turned around quickly and wanted to retreat, but he didn't expect that a figure appeared behind him and blocked him. As the figure behind him appeared, a person appeared in front of him and surrounded him. They were three thin middle-aged soul masters. The man in front had blood-red eyes, like a hungry wolf, the man behind had shifty eyes, like a monkey, and the man on the side was a normal figure, but the nails on his hands were longer than his fingers, and they seemed to be stained with blood. The three ghosts of soul hunting are three bounty soul masters who make extra money in the soul hunting forest. They sneaked in from the periphery of the soul hunting forest and liked to do some no-cost business. Killing people and stealing treasures is commonplace. It's just that they are too cunning, and the timing of their appearance is unpredictable. They move to another place after each shot, and run away after getting enough money. They are very cunning, and even the law enforcement team of the Spirit Hall can't do anything about them. Unexpectedly, this time they actually set their sights on Lin Huan. Generally speaking, their targets are some small teams of several people, so that they can make a lot of profit, and Lin Huan, a lone kid, is not rich at all. "Boss, what can this kid do all by himself?" "That's right, boss, we might as well go catch the little girl we saw before." The two soul masters at the back and the side spoke unscrupulously, as if they had Lin Huan in their grasp and did not hide their thoughts at all. The soul master who looked like a hungry wolf and whom they called the boss laughed. He, it's because of one person that he has money. Do you think, what kind of big family would let a child enter the soul hunting forest by himself? We have followed him for so long. Have you ever seen anyone protecting this kid? No, that means this kid has enough things to protect himself. This is the family's experience. We've got this kid. He must have a lot of good things on him. Then, the skinny man's eyes lit up, and he had learned to answer quickly. Then we can use him to threaten his family and make a fortune. "Boss, you are a genius." Unexpectedly, the boss cursed. "Bullshit. The three of us are going to threaten a family? Are you tired of living? Use your brain. After we collect the money, we will destroy the child's martial soul and send him to the Xingluo Empire. By the way, take the little girl we saw from a distance before. Look at this kid. He is so fair and tender. He will definitely sell for a good price." "Damn it!" Exclamation mark. Chapter 18 Wu Hun's first battle against the colorful Mamba. Lin Huan could only say MMP in his heart. Damn, the words rich and I don't go together at all. You say I'm handsome, I admit it. After all, everyone on earth knows it. But how do you know that I'm rich? Through the undisguised conversation between these three people, Lin Huan knew that he had encountered human traffickers. There was nothing to say. Human traffickers should be cut into pieces, but unfortunately, he didn't bring a knife, and his current strength did not allow it. Didn't you hear them say that there were three great soul masters? Each soul master who can come out to rob is good at it. For example, Yu Zhao Gang, if he comes out to rob, he will probably starve to death. He can't even reach the threshold. In addition, he has been wandering on the edge of the law for many years, and his combat experience must be extremely rich. He was still careless. They followed him for so long and he didn't even notice it. However, if he wanted to run, he would probably be able to run away. While these people were discussing there, Lin Huan did not hesitate, and the sunlight that had been stored for nearly 5 months quickly turned into a disposable plant frozen lettuce. Then, An energy beam emerged from the palm of Lin Huan's hand, and the two combined. Boom! Exclamation mark! A violent freezing light wave quickly spread from Lin Huan to the surroundings, and the three human traffickers were instantly frozen into ice. This was the first time that Lin Huan used his martial soul in a battle. Sure enough, the combination of various plants and energy beams was almost invincible. Lin Huan did not dare to hesitate. While the few people were frozen, he turned around and went through the woods beside him. He took big steps and flew through the woods. While walking, he did not stop at all, and threw potatoes and lettuce on the grass he passed. As soon as the potatoes landed on the ground, they quickly took root. In the blink of an eye, it was impossible to tell from the surface where the potatoes had grown before, and the lettuces were not big, and they were buried in the lush grass and could not be found at all if they were not careful. Lin Huan left without looking back, and the three people quickly got rid of the control of the freezing. After a period of struggle, they turned around and found Lin Huan's figure in the forest in the distance. The three people's eyes burst out with anger. Damn, good boy, you actually have some skills. Chase! The three people rushed into the grass in the forest angrily. As soon as they raised their feet, a familiar cold feeling came again. Snap, snap! The frozen lettuce showed its power again, and the three people turned into ice sculptures again. Immediately afterwards, a huge flame erupted, and the terrifying explosion wave spread out from the feet of the three people. Boom! Exclamation mark! Shattered ice. The freezing around the three people was instantly destroyed. The alternation of cold and heat and the huge explosion made a trace of blood flow from the corners of the three people's mouths. Cow! This man, Liu San, must kill him. Chase! Watch your feet. This kid left something on the ground. The three people changed from marching side by side to marching in a long snake formation. As a result, there was nothing abnormal in the area behind, but the three people did not dare to be careless and continued to chase in formation. But Lin Huan had already run away, turning left and right in the forest, turning from time to time. The three chased him for a while and then lost him. Looking at each other, the three looked at each other's situation. The clothes on their bodies were turned into strips of cloth under the alternating attacks of cold and heat, and they were tattered like three beggars. Their faces were black and blood was oozing from the corners of their mouths, as if they had fought a big battle. In fact, they looked embarrassed, but their injuries were not serious. The frozen lettuce was just a simple freezing restriction. The real damage was caused by the more than 10 potato mines that Lin Huan had scattered in a very small area in one breath. More than a dozen mines exploded within a radius of 3 meters. The violent shockwave and fire wave were the main reasons for their embarrassed appearance. Lin Huan knew that his current strength could not win in a 1-on-3 situation. If it was a 1-on-1 situation, he would have enough confidence to fight. But if it was a 1-on-3 situation, there were still 3 great soul masters, and he was unsure, so he simply ran away. However, he remembered this grudge. Hidden in a tree hole in the distance, Lin Huan sat cross-legged on the ground, gently adjusting his heavy breathing. At this moment, he was extremely excited. Although his first battle with martial spirit ended with his embarrassing escape, there was no doubt that the wonderful reaction between plants and plants made Lin Huan see the infinite possibilities in the future. Is this simplest control plus damage considered a martial spirit fusion skill? It should be considered. And it is also a self-spirit fusion skill! Thinking about the future, the martial spirit fusion of pea shooter and cherry bomb, the martial spirit fusion of fire dragon grass and ice dragon grass, the martial spirit fusion of Kwan and tall nuts. Each martial spirit fusion has a qualitative change, which can provide Lin Huan with a huge increase in combat power. Calming down, Lin Huan set off again. He didn't dare to stay in one place for a long time. The 3 people who suffered such a big loss would definitely continue to look for him, and he had to walk inside. I hope I can find a suitable soul beast here to advance. After the advancement, Lin Huan will not be afraid of those 3 people. Each soul ring is a qualitative change, not to mention that Lin Huan is not going to fool around with ordinary years. The age of his first soul ring is the limit of the second soul ring of ordinary soul masters! Such a strengthening is enough to make up for the gap of one soul ring. It is said that there is a kind of monkey soul beast that does not care about meat or vegetables. When the time comes, I will let these 3 people know what a fucking chrysanthemum is! However, the imagination is beautiful. After 3 days, Lin Huan almost finished eating dry biscuits, but he still did not meet a soul beast that suits him. He was also depressed. During this period, he met several soul beasts with suitable ages, but the types of soul beasts were not suitable. For example, the 800-year-old big flower monkey mentioned before, the monkey that does not care about meat or vegetables. Lin Huan ran away from a few hundred meters away. It is a group soul beast, not just 1 or 2. He also met a spotted cat of similar age, but it was not suitable for him. Well, wait for another day. If you still can't find it then look for it for another day. Lin Huan had no choice. His warrant only allowed him to enter and exit the soul hunting forest once. If he went out, he would have to hand in the warrant. Then he would not be able to come next time. He could only go to the dangerous wild soul beasts in the starred Great Forest. Lin Huan had no plan for that yet. He walked forward aimlessly. Suddenly, a strange rustling sound came from the bushes on one side. Lin Huan raised his eyebrows slightly, held his breath and concentrated, with the long sword in his hand standing in front of his chest. But at this time the rustling sound disappeared again. Without relaxing his vigilance, Lin Huan stretched out his hand slightly and gently fiddled with the large bush. Whoosh! A colorful phantom rushed out of the bushes like lightning, and wrapped around Lin Huan's long sword at a speed that was faster than thunder and lightning. It was about to attack his wrist along the long sword without slowing down at all. The little thing was so fast that Lin Huan didn't even react. He said fuck in his throat, and his arm subconsciously swung the long sword to throw it out. However, it was too late. The cold scales and the soft belly gave Lin Huan goosebumps all over his body. His left hand reached out like lightning and grabbed the triangular head of the little thing. It was a colorful little snake half a meter long. The snake's head was spitting out its tongue crazily, its sharp fangs flashing coldly in the air, and its bin-sized eyes were full of murderous light. He was almost bitten on the wrist by this thing. Lin Huan's heart was still pounding at this time. Chapter 19 The First Soul Ring. Lin Huan is now a master, but he still feels disgusted when he encounters cold-blooded animals, such as snakes, toads, lizards, etc. Especially when they touch their skin. It is cold and sticky, and it has a soft touch. What a hateful combination. The tough guy is afraid, but at this time, Lin Huan had to hold the little snake in his hand and didn't dare to let go. This little thing is colorful and doesn't look like a good thing. He doesn't want to experience the toxicity of this snake himself. The head of the colorful mamba snake was held by Lin Huan, but the body of the snake was directly wrapped around Lin Huan's arm, constantly trying to force him to let go. Feeling the strength of the little snake struggling in his hand, Lin Huan did not soften his heart. He spit out his soul power and pinched it with 2 fingers. Crack! The snake head of the little snake in his hand shattered on the spot, and even the half-meter-long snake body wrapped around his arm instantly collapsed. Lin Huan threw it on the ground with his hands. Just as he was about to leave, he suddenly discovered that a bright yellow soul ring slowly emerged from the corpse of the little snake on the ground. Lin Huan's mind was full of question marks. Is this little thing 100-year-old soul beast? And looking at the color of the soul ring, there are a few purple spots in the bright yellow. This is a soul beast close to the 1000-year level! But why is it so weak? In fact, Lin Huan was really wrong. This colorful mamba is definitely not weak. On the contrary, its strength is terrifying. It's just that everyone has their own specialties. Some soul beasts are born with great power, and their power continues to increase with the increase of years. Some soul beasts are not dominant in their physical bodies, but some other strange abilities. For example, this colorful mamba, this kind of soul beast is not good at strangling with power. Among various attributes, he has maxed out poison attack and speed and agility. This is also the reason why the colorful mamba with 800 years of cultivation is only half a meter long. The smaller the body, the faster the speed, and the more flexible it is when attacking. Usually, his fighting method is sneak attack, hiding in the dark, waiting for the enemy to come, and then attacking with thunder. As long as his fangs stick to the enemy's skin, it is considered a successful attack. In less than 3 seconds, the corpses are like water. This is the horror of the colorful mamba's poison. There is also a kind of venomous snake in the soul-hunting forest, called the mandragora snake. Although this snake is also very toxic, it is still not as toxic as the rainbow poison of the colorful mamba. The colorful mamba, a soul beast, feeds on various poisonous soul beasts. Its initial form is just the most ordinary black mamba. As it grows and absorbs various toxins, the color of its body begins to change. It is estimated that it has absorbed thousands of different kinds of poisons to reach the colorful color. After poisoning the prey to death with its own toxins, it absorbs the poisonous water it has turned into and completes the absorption of toxins and soul power. But unfortunately, it met an unreasonable person like Lin Huan. In terms of speed, it is indeed fast, and Lin Huan did not react at first, but fortunately, the main feature of the self-created shape-shifting is a physical reaction. Quickly, accurately and ruthlessly, he grabbed the head of the attacking colorful mamba snake with one hand in a flash. Needless to say, Lin Huan's strength was much stronger than that of Tang San, who was born with supernatural power. This little snake with a weak body and could only rely on speed and poison was completely subdued by him. But this was only Lin Huan. Even if an ordinary soul master encountered this 800-year-old colorful mamba, he would probably have to wait for death and turn into poisonous water. Looking at the soul ring that emerged in front of him, Lin Huan was hesitant. He originally planned to hunt a soul beast with fire or ice attributes for the first soul ring, but he didn't expect that he would kill a soul beast with poison attributes of the right age by mistake, which made him a little entangled. However, he didn't hesitate for too long, because while he was still hesitating and wandering, the soul ring couldn't wait any longer. It wandered in front of Lin Huan and didn't ask him if he agreed. It melted into Lin Huan's body in a flash. Lin Huan had already reached the bottleneck of soul power, and his body longed for a soul ring to continue to improve. So a small sunflower quietly emerged from Lin Huan's palm, and the soul ring was about to dissipate when it saw that no one was absorbing it. It just so happened that dry wood met fire, and the turtle took a fancy to the mung bin. Come on! The soul ring condensed instantly and was put on the sunflower. A huge energy burst out from Lin Huan's palm. With a faint numbness, the hot energy flowed into his body along the meridians of his arm like magma. Boom! Like a dam collapsing, the soul power condensed and the soul ring was extremely overbearing, and it strongly impacted every acupoint of Lin Huan's body. His body was shaking slightly, and his face was blue and purple. The soul ring of the colorful mamba is not so easy to absorb. It is mixed with strong toxins mixed with various strange poisons. Hot, extreme cold, numbness, itching, hallucinations, swelling, various different feelings were transmitted to the brain. Lin Huan felt as if he was in hell. 18 kinds of torture instruments took turns to greet him, and his body almost collapsed. However, at this moment, a turning point appeared. The soul power mixed with toxins began to be absorbed by Lin Huan's martial soul, and the originally green and vibrant sunflower changed. The color of the branches and leaves changed from green to colorful colors. The branches and leaves became slender, the branches were flexible and elastic, and there were colorful lines on them, and the color of the huge flower disc also turned into a rainbow. This is the sunflower martial soul that began to change under the influence of the soul ring and soul power. And Lin Huan has more than just this martial soul. The ability that the zombie martial soul first brought to Lin Huan was a strong body. Facing the corrosion of the colorful mamba poison, his body showed its terrifying toughness and repair power for the first time. The zombie body is indestructible. It is dead, and what poison is there to fear? Therefore, even if this colorful poison is really strong and even once melted Lin Huan's body, it was held up by it. As the protracted war between the two began, the recovery power of the zombie body was fully demonstrated. In the process of continuous repair, the zombie body began to adapt to this toxin and gradually mastered the situation. Just as Lin Huan began to absorb the soul ring, two uninvited guests followed the escape trail of the colorful mamba and chased after him. Pushing aside the bushes in front of them, they found that their original target had completely disappeared. Instead, there was a handsome young man. The young man sat cross-legged on the ground. His body surface was sometimes blue and sometimes purple, His face was black, and his lips were even darker and purple, and the color kept changing with time. "You little thief, you dared to steal my soul beast." Douluo had such a keen eye that he could tell at a glance that Lin Huan was in the process of absorbing the soul ring at this time, and this state was exactly the characteristic of absorbing the soul ring of the colorful mamba! He raised his palm slightly and was about to slap Lin Huan. The colorful mamba was the most perfect second soul ring he chose for his granddaughter. He himself had absorbed the soul ring of this kind of soul beast before, so he naturally knew the effect of this strange poison on the green phosphorus snake. Seeing that it was robbed, he naturally hated it in his heart and was about to attack in anger. Please read it. Chapter 21. Meeting with Zhuge Yan. To put it nicely, Douluo is a person who is both good and evil. To put it bluntly, he just follows his own preferences. He may be smiling one second and turn hostile the next. It is no exaggeration to describe him as fickle. Therefore, seeing that the colorful mamba was taken down by someone, Douluo, who had already regarded it as a sure thing, was naturally unhappy. However, just when Douluo was about to make a move, a dirty and chubby little hand reached out and held Douluo's arm. "Grandpa, don't." The little hand pulled his sleeve and shook it. Douluo turned his head and looked at it, his eyes full of heartache. The little girl who was still dressed exquisitely when she entered the soul-hunting forest a few days ago has become a dirty little Cinderella after crawling around in the forest for a few days. Her little face is wrinkled and gray, and her clothes are torn by branches and thorns in many places, revealing the white tender flesh inside. However, he forcibly held back and never showed up. He just followed the little girl and watched silently. Yanner had grown up, and he could no longer spoil her like before. It was not until this time that he found that the spirit ring that originally belonged to his little granddaughter was taken away by a kid. Douluo stood up, but why did Yanner stop him? "Yanner, this abominable kid took away your spirit beast, which is the most suitable spirit beast for you. Your grandfather has been looking for such a colorful mamba for many years." However, although Douluo kept talking, Zhuge Yan's little face was flushed. Looking at the boy in front of him, the beautiful eyes with a beginning of charm were staring at Lin Huan's face, and she didn't hear half of what he said. Douluo was speechless, but he also knew why Yanner was like this. Yanner had inherited his own green phosphorus snake venom in her blood since she was a child, which made her eye color and hair color different from ordinary people. In addition, her martial soul was a relatively special snake martial soul, so other children didn't dare to play with her. Douluo would not do anything out of line, but he also felt sorry for his granddaughter, so he simply took her home from the Junior Soul Master Academy and had her practice with him. Although this way, she would not be looked down upon and ignored by others, she would still lack the happiness of her youth. He had planned that when she entered the Advanced Soul Master Academy, other children would not be so scared anymore, and Yanner would have friends. However, it was obvious that there was a child of the same age who looked pretty good, which made Yanner a little excited. In her eyes, a soul ring and a friend were easy choices. With a sigh in his heart, Douluo withdrew his soul power, and his figure floated and hid in the forest again. Zhuge Yan did not pay attention to him. He looked around and there seemed to be no other clean place to sit. He did not hold it, but sat on the ground, looked at Lin Huan for a while with his face sideways, and then began to meditate silently. Boom! After more than an hour of stalemate, Lin Huan finally heard a clear sound of a bottleneck breaking. His soul power surged through his meridians as fast as waves. Wherever he passed, he felt warm and comfortable. That feeling was like clouds floating in the air. At the same time, he could feel that his soul power had increased significantly, and his total soul power had even reached level 12. Lin Huan didn't suppress his level at all. He got a soul ring as soon as he reached the bottleneck. It shouldn't be much of an improvement, but he thought about it. The age of his first soul ring was the limit of the second soul ring of an ordinary soul master. In this way, it seemed acceptable to increase it by 2 levels. He exhaled a breath of turbid air and slowly opened his eyes. It was dusk in the middle of the day. The candlelight reflected the clouds and the sky was bloody. Lin Huan stretched out his hand and clenched his fist. He found that his physical fitness seemed to have been greatly improved. His body, which was originally stronger than that of his peers, seemed to have become stronger and stronger, and even his height had increased slightly. Stretching his arms, Lin Huan could feel that this body was full of strength. A rough estimate was that it should be at least twice as strong as before the breakthrough. "You're awake." Lin Huan was just standing there boasting, but he didn't expect the soft and bright female voice to sound from beside him, and he turned his head abruptly. A big-eyed cute girl, half green and half purple, long hair, green eyes full of exotic style, and beautiful features with a hint of natural charm. But why do I feel that this person is a little familiar? Girl, when did you come? I came when you just started to absorb the spirit ring, and I've been waiting here for a long time. Zhuge Yan has two pure dimples at the corners of her mouth when she smiles, and with that naturally charming face, Lin Huan suddenly remembered who this is. "Isn't this my wife?" Ahem. In the previous life, Lin Huan had a simple wish, which was to drink the strongest wine, ride the wildest horse, and flirt with the most beautiful girl. Later, he was arrested for drunk driving and molesting the beautiful policewoman. Calling a beautiful girl your wife is a basic operation for an old otaku in the second dimension. If he is not mistaken, the girl in front of him should be the only daughter of the Zhuge family, the precious granddaughter of the rich man Bozi who owns more than 10 acres of land at the yin-yang eye of ice and fire, Zhuge Yan. She has money, resources, beauty and figure, and it doesn't matter if she is older. Thank you for protecting me to break through. May I ask your name? I also know whose fairy has come down to earth. You are really good at talking. You are not a fairy. My name is Zhuge Yan. As graceful as a solitary wild goose and as bright as a solitary moon. What a good name. I guess the person who named Miss Zhuge is also an otherworldly expert. I can't do that. When I was born, my father went out to borrow a lot of money to buy me baby items and owed a lot of money for famine. He originally planned to call me Lin Huan, but he wrote it too fast when registering. So I was called Lin Huan. Lin Huan made up a lie. He had practiced the skill of lying to perfection. His purpose was just to make the little girl in front of him smile. Sure enough, Zhuge Yan in front of him laughed out loud, but for some reason, Lin Huan always felt a chill on his back, as if he was stuck by something dirty. He looked back and found that there was nothing wrong, so he didn't think much about it. Zhuge Boyan secretly hated him so much that his teeth itched. This kid was not a good person at first glance. He was full of nonsense and slick. Forget it. It was not easy for a child to talk to Yanner. Besides, Yanner hadn't laughed so wildly for a long time. The two sat on the ground and talked for a while. One tried to get close to him, and the other had never seen such an interesting peer before. He listened very attentively, and their relationship soon became closer. "Tell me, what are you doing in the soul-hunting forest alone? It's very dangerous." Please read it again. Chapter 21. Your grandfather is my grandfather. Tell me, what are you doing here alone in the soul-hunting forest? It's dangerous. Lin Huan began to test Zhuge Yan. He was only level 10 and could enter the soul-hunting forest alone to hunt soul beasts. Zhuge Yan's current strength must be stronger than his, estimated to be around level 20. In addition, the early combat power of a poison attribute soul master must be at least 7 or 8 levels higher than the actual soul power level. Zhuge Yan's current strength is equal to or even greater than Yao Gang. Apart from her identity, it is not surprising that she appears here alone with her current strength. After all, someone has the confidence to bring a newcomer here just by farting soul skills, right? I'm talking about you, Gang Tsai. Seeing Lin Huan talking about herself, Zhuge Yan also pouted her lips. Carrot, what are you talking about? You absorbed the soul ring that originally belonged to me. It must be said that Zhuge Yan's pouting was cute and playful, and there was no trace of her later domineering and overbearing appearance. So, it can be cultivated! Lin Huan touched his palm, and then said thoughtfully, are you saying that you originally planned to hunt this little snake as your spirit ring? So you are actually just level 20 now? Yes. What's wrong? Is there any problem? Zhuge Yan heard that there seemed to be some strange emotions in Lin Huan's words, and asked with some confusion, why did you choose this kind of soul beast is called a colorful mamba. Oh, so why did you choose a colorful mamba as your spirit ring? Is your martial soul a snake? Lin Huan asked knowingly, but Zhuge Yan's face was a little gloomy. She nodded, her eyes flickered, and she didn't dare to look directly at Lin Huan's eyes. Yes, my martial soul is a green phosphorus snake, a very cute little snake. There was a slight cry in her words, and she lowered her head, as if she was very aggrieved. Lin Huan also noticed that something was wrong with her, and lowered his head and said, "What's wrong, sister? Why did you drop the beads?" "Ahem, what's wrong with the green phosphorus snake? The green phosphorus snake is so good." "It's okay, don't feel wronged. The green phosphorus snake is pretty good. You don't know that there are people whose martial spirits are spiders. Just think about it, how disgusting it is, with 7 or 8 claws crawling around on a big face. Hey, I get goosebumps just thinking about it. Our little snake is the cutest, otherwise. Otherwise I wouldn't choose the colorful mamba as my spirit ring, just because I like it." Although Lin Huan didn't like creatures such as snakes and rats since he was a child, this little sister was about to cry. If he licked his face and said, "You're talking nonsense. There are no cute snakes, except for white snake and Zioking. There are no cute snakes," then wouldn't he be a straight man? I just want to ask who doesn't want to be Zhuge. But what he didn't know was that after Lin Huan became a god, this sentence became the beginning of the war in his backyard, and he was kicked off the bed for no reason and slept on the floor for several days. Zhuge Yan looked up when he heard this. "Ha! Do you really think snakes are cute?" He looked at Lin Huan with big eyes. What could he say but cute? So the next second, Zhuge Yan's martial spirit possessed him, and in an instant, Zhuge Yan's body seemed to be more and more soft like water, and her figure became more slender and charming. Her upper body swayed gently, green light emanated from her eyes, and a diamond-shaped scale appeared between her eyebrows. The biggest change was her lower body. At first glance, her legs seemed to have degenerated and completely merged together, turning into a thick snake tail emitting green. Lin Huan swallowed his saliva. I take back what I said just now. This is not cute. This is scare. What? It's okay. Put it away quickly, you just interrupted me. I actually mainly want to ask if your second spirit ring will continue to be a strong poison-based spirit ring? Upon hearing this, Zhuge Yan put away his martial soul possession and nodded. Yes, the most suitable spirit beast for my second spirit ring is the colorful mamba. The toxins of this kind of spirit beast are very strong and suitable for me. Who told you this nonsense? Listen, we won't choose these poisonous spirit beasts. They are not suitable for you. Hearing Lin Huan saying bad things about him behind his back, the branch of the tree where Zhuge was standing shook violently. It was so fucking infuriating. You are just a little brat, and you are slandering a titled Buo here! Zhuge Yan was also a little unhappy, and pouted. Don't talk about my grandpa. Lin Huan slapped himself in the face. Damn, I just talked too much. I hope Bazi really didn't come. Oh. How can I say our grandpa? It's impossible. The tree where Zhuge was instantly lost a large number of leaves, and the treetops were a little withered and yellow. Your grandpa? Who do you say is your grandpa? But, Yanner, you have to know that you are really not suitable for this path, unless you can reach the extreme. For now, Zhuge has the highest achievement in the first path of poison, but he still can't reach the extreme level. What is the extreme? That is enough to crush all other soul masters with the same attribute with a single extreme attribute. Every soul master with an extreme attribute can definitely achieve a leapfrog challenge, which is the simplest thing. Even if the martial soul is cultivated to the peak and reaches the level of Super Duo of the first level and the first layer of the sky, the soul master with the extreme martial soul can rely on the purity of the martial soul to go against the trend and fight against the extreme Duo, and even be on par with him. The extreme Duo with the ultimate martial spirit can even compete with the demigods. This is the ultimate terror and power. Zhuge, a titled Duo, no titled Duo would look up to him. His self-proclaimed extreme poison would be easily cracked in front of the titled Duo of the same level. There is only one reason. He is not poisonous enough. If he can cultivate the ultimate poison, it is not a problem for a level 91 Super Duo to fight a level 95 or 96 Super Duo. And how difficult it is to cultivate an ultimate martial spirit after birth. It is almost impossible to achieve. Therefore, Lin Huan did not approve of Zhuge Yan's approach. If he continued to cultivate the poison on the Duo continent, the upper limit of Zhuge Yan in the future would be another Zhuge Bo, or even worse than Bo Zi. Zhuge Bo, who was so angry that his face turned blue after Lin Huan finished speaking, had calmed down at this time. He heard a word, extreme. What is extreme? Without hiding his figure, Zhuge Bo once again floated behind Zhuge Yan like the breeze, and asked in a hoarse and cold voice. Lin Huan sat down right away. Of course half of it was fake, the other half was still fake. After talking to Zhuge Yan for a few words, he knew that Zhuge Yan must not have come out alone, and Zhuge Bo must have been watching him nearby. Because this girl is too innocent, silly, and easy to deceive at first glance, if he were Zhuge Bo, he would not let her out alone. This kind of silly baby must be tied to his side to make himself feel at ease. Please vote. You can also give a reward in paragraphs, 2 Kidian coins at a time to increase popularity. Of course, this is just a little wishful thinking, but I will still be very happy if I have it! Exclamation mark. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelist. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We are waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 22 Dragon. As expected, Zhuge Bo was watching secretly. When he brought up a topic that interested him, he couldn't help but show up. Wow, you bastard, let go of Zioyan. If you have any problem, come to me. Lin Huan's hair and beard were all erected. He drew out the long sword from his waist with a swishing sound, pointed the sword at his future father-in-law. Grandpa. His eyes were full of fear and desperate fierceness. He was confident that he could get a little golden man with this on-the-spot performance. Seeing an old man with green eyes and a cold breath appearing behind Zhuge Yan, he transformed himself into a righteous fighter who was not afraid of power and bravely stood up to protect Zioyan. Our grandfather must like me to death. Zhuge Bo was also confused for a while. Who is the bastard? Which bastard dared to attack my Zioyan? He was tired of living. Zhuge Bo, who reacted, knew that it turned out that the bastard was me. Why was he a little happy after being scolded? Zhuge Bo said it was strange. Zhuge Yan was also stunned for a moment. Then her pretty face instantly turned red, and she reached out to grab Zhuge Bo's sleeve. Oh, this is my grandpa, not. You misunderstood. With a simple and grateful smile, Lin Huan scratched his head and said, that's good, that's good. I thought someone was going to harm you. Lin Huan put the sword back into his waist angrily and saluted with a fist. Hello, Grandpa. This made Zhuge Bo so angry that he wanted to squat back on the branch. Damn it, I shouldn't have come down to suffer this. Zhuge Yan's face also blushed, but she didn't stop it, because according to age, there is nothing wrong with the title of Grandpa. Old people can call Grandpa, no problem, it's just that I thought wrongly. Ahem, that. You just said that my little goose is not suitable for hunting poisonous soul beasts. Why did you say that? Lin Huan was silent for a while, then slowly spoke. Can you see Yenner's future? Yes, her future ... This. Zhuge Bo was rarely incoherent. He wanted to say that he could see that he was what she would look like in the future. However, he was silent, because what good was there in him? Every time it was rainy and in the middle of the night, he would suffer from the toxins that made him want to die. Whenever he appeared next to other title Buo, their eyes did not show respect for the strong people of the same level, but were full of sarcasm and ridicule. Yenner was regarded as a venomous snake and beast by other children in the academy, and so was he. In the eyes of other title Buo, perhaps he was also just a disgusting venomous snake, but it was just disgusting, not fatal. And this is Yenner's future? If someone said that his granddaughter would be tortured by toxins every night in the future and endure the contempt of others, he would risk his life to kill that person. But this was actually the path he chose for Yenner! Lin Huan looked at Zhuge Bo, whose eyes were bloodshot, and knew that his goal had been achieved. He had the absolute upper hand at the beginning of the conversation, so he would control the rhythm of the next step. Poison. This road has been dead, and the future achievements will not be great. But there is still only one hope. that is the extreme. Refine poison to the extreme, that is the strongest. This is what my father taught me. He said that there are 360 professions, and each profession has a title. Go to the extreme on your own path, even if each line is thicker or thinner, but their extremes and peaks are the same. Just like different elements, water, fire, thunder, ice, light, poison, etc., all elements are cultivated to the extreme, then they are not high or low. You are Yenner's grandfather. I guess you are also a master of poison. I don't know how big the difference is between you and the strongest soul master who uses poison on the continent, and how far is the poison of the strongest poison attribute soul master from the extreme poison. Lin Huan's voice was childish and powerful. His words were like a huge bell, which instantly opened up Zhuge thoughts. So that's it. Lin Huan gave Zhuge some time to digest, and slowly exhaled a breath of foul air. His stomach began to growl. With an awkward smile, he talked about absorbing the spirit ring and talking about it until now. He was hungry and thirsty. Now the sky had completely darkened. Lin Huan took out a dry biscuit from his package and waved it at Zhuge Yan. Do you want to eat it? Lin Huan thought. Our Zhuge family's eldest daughter should not eat this dry thing. Quickly take out the camping meal you brought. I want to taste it too! Lin Huan looked at Zhuge Yan eagerly with expectation, and she took the dry biscuit from his hand with a happy face, bit it, chewed it happily and smiled at Lin Huan. Haha, look at my mouth! Lin Huan took out another dry biscuit from the package, and gave Zhuge a little hint. A dignified titled Buo would never eat dry biscuits. However, Lin Huan forgot a law. When a person is concentrating on thinking, he will subconsciously take whatever you give him. Seeing the great title Buo start to chew on the dry biscuit, he didn't know what to say. Taking out the last dry biscuit from the package, Lin Huan tore off a bite fiercely and chewed it sullenly, just as if he was eating a chewier hamburger. When Zhuge woke up from deep thinking, there was only a corner of the dry biscuit left in his hand. Without paying attention to these details, he turned his head and looked at Lin Huan. Then what do you think is suitable for Yenner? Subconsciously, he had put Lin Huan's position at the level of a generation younger than himself. Lin Huan wiped the hamburger crumbs from the corner of his mouth. I heard that all snake soul beasts have dragon blood in their bodies, right? Zhuge nodded. Although the venom of the green phosphorus snake is very strong, it is actually one of the dragon species. It can't be so absolute, but the green phosphorus snake is actually one of the dragon species. That's right. Then why don't you consider getting a dragon attribute soul beast? Since there is dragon attribute blood in the bloodline, then develop the dragon attribute. What else is more suitable than the dragon attribute? The green phosphorus snake. Maybe it can be called the green phosphorus dragon in the future. Lin Huan didn't care about the increasingly bright eyes of the two people, and began to explain his thoughts. There should be quite a few sub-dragon attribute soul beasts, if you pursue the final transformation into a dragon. In fact, snake dragon soul beasts are not suitable, but those dragon lizards, dragons and the like will be more suitable. Also, although the poison attribute element may not be able to reach the extreme, there is no need to completely discard it. There should be some soul beasts with both poison and dragon attributes. What about poisonous dragons? These are very suitable. Snakes turn into pythons, pythons turn into anacondas, anacondas turn into dragons, and dragons turn into dragons. Once top service. Chapter 23, Godfather, please accept my greetings. The green phosphorus snake is one of the dragon species. If it takes the route of transforming into a dragon in the future, Zhuge began to think about this possibility. In fact, he had also imagined developing the green phosphorus snake towards the dragon clan, but that was more than 60 years ago. Zhuge at that time also faced the same choice as Zhuge Yan now, whether to choose to continue to develop in the poison attribute or to seek other routes. Unfortunately, Zhuge at that time was just a small soul master with no power and no background. He wanted to hunt sub-dragon attribute soul beasts, but any soul beast with a little dragon bloodline was very powerful. He could not defeat the dragon soul beast with his own strength. In the end, he had to compromise and use the poison attribute as the foundation of his life, constantly obtaining and fusing more powerful toxins. and finally became the current green phosphorus Snake King. When he was considering the future development for Zhuge Yan, he also subconsciously ignored this route, because he couldn't succeed in the road he took, and his granddaughter probably couldn't take it either. It was safest to follow the path he had taken once, but he overlooked one thing: times have changed. Men and women are the same. No, times have changed. He couldn't get through because he had no power. No one could help him hunt soul beasts. But Yanner is different. She has herself! Although she is the weakest of the first generation of titled Buo, it is still easy for her to hunt soul beasts. He is Yanner's power. His thoughts suddenly became clear, and Zhuge expression became excited. Why is Yanner looked down upon by others? It's because her martial soul is a snake. But if Yanner's martial soul is a dragon, it's a green spirit dragon! Listen, listen, how cool! I don't believe that anyone looks down on dragon-attributed martial souls! Zhuge just didn't think of this for a while because he was confused. In fact, in the original work, Zhuge later discovered this. For this reason, he specially went to the world's strongest dragon-attributed martial soul sect, the Blue Lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex sect, in order to explore the mystery of the dragon-type martial soul and reach a secret deal with its top leaders. Finally, not long after he left the Blue Lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex sect, the next generation of the family's first in-line heir and the strongest illegitimate son, Yutan, came out and joined the Tandu Royal Soul Master Academy. You know, the Blue Lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex family has always been neutral between the two empires, so sending a legitimate son to join the academy is very intriguing. It was already late at night, and Lin Huan took out a compressed tent from the package behind him and set it up in no time. As a result, before he had time to go in and lie down, Zhuge Yan got ahead of him, opened the tent and got in. Lin Huan was stunned for a moment, then rubbed his hands, licked his lips, and just wanted to lift the door curtain to go in, but he felt a coldness wandering behind him. Ahem. Lin Huan coughed dryly. His movements remained unchanged, except that he changed from lifting the tent curtain to tucking in the corner of the quilt. He laughed dryly and said, "Well, I set up this tent for you. Don't worry. Look at you. You didn't even close the door when you went in. It's windy at night. Keep warm." As Lin Huan spoke, he turned around as if nothing had happened. Sure enough, it was Zhuge eyes wandering behind him. This old thing. He judged others by his own mean heart. He didn't even think about the fact that I was only 6 years old. What can I do at this age? I just want to find a warm place to sleep at night. What have I done wrong? Of course Lin Huan didn't dare to say what was in his heart. He looked at Zhuge and smiled. "Grandpa, did you bring the tent? How about we set up a tent and rest for a night?" Although this kid solved a big problem that bothered him and Yanner, it was obvious that he was not a good guy. His two big eyes were rolling around like a cunning man. His granddaughter was too naive. She would probably still help him count the money even after he sold her. "Boy, come here. Let's chat." Lin Huan trotted to Zhuge, picked up a big stone, wiped it, sat on it, and said to Zhuge in a shameless way, "Ahem, Grandpa, you talk, I'm listening." "Don't call me Grandpa, it's annoying." "Okay. I didn't expect you to be so powerful." "You know what I'm thinking." Lin Huan stood up from the stone again, tidied his clothes, and smoothed his hair with his hands. This set of fancy little actions confused Zhuge. He didn't know what this kid was up to. Lin Huan bent down and bowed, one hand on his chest and the other behind his back. "My son Lin Huan, meet your godfather." Fuck, Zhuge was dumbfounded. "I didn't let you call me Grandpa because I didn't want you to take advantage of my granddaughter. What the hell is it that you call me godfather directly?" His expression was wooden. He was shocked by the word godfather and stood there, not knowing what to say. If he hits him, this kid probably can't stand a slap from him. If he doesn't hit him, he will feel uncomfortable. However, he changed his mind and thought that he was just afraid that his cabbage would be eaten by a pig. If this kid becomes Yanner's uncle, then it will be fine. Everything will be fine. Besides, this kid helped Yanner solve such a big problem unintentionally. He should give him some thanks. Now he turned around and looked at Lin Huan, and found that this kid was not useless. TSK, not bad. He twisted his neck a little, This kid's thinking was really jumpy, and he couldn't keep up. Since you call me Godfather, you have gained a lot of advantages according to your age, so I can't let you suffer too much. Let's treat it as a gift from me. Take this. Douluo took out a blue leather bag from his waist and handed it to Lin Huan. This leather bag is only the size of a palm, and the bag mouth is tied with a golden silk thread. There is a buckle on the back that can be hung on the belt. Although it is a little bigger than the sachet, it is also suitable to wear round the waist. Lin Huan scratched his head, but he didn't say anything and took it directly. If he guessed correctly, this should be the soul guide Douluo gave to Tang San in the original book, the Ruai Bai Bao bag. Compared with ordinary soul guides, the biggest function of this Ruai Bai Bao bag is to store living things, and the internal space is also extremely wide, which can accommodate a lot of things. I see you go out with a big bag of things on your back. As a soul master, how can this be decent? I give you a soul guide to store some things. It's just a small thing. Don't despise it. Douluo's tone was calm and he said it was a small thing, as if he didn't care at all, but in fact he was waiting for Lin Huan's thanks with a stern face, because this was not really a cheap thing, but who knew that Lin Huan didn't play by the rules at all. Well, Godfather, look at you. If you have any similar small things, just give me 10 or 8 more. I will keep them for my niece first. Please read on. Chapter 24 Soul Skill Test. Douluo's face turned pale again, looking at Lin Huan's face that looked like he wanted to be beaten. He finally couldn't help but slapped him on the back of his head. This Ruai treasure bag is not simple. It can not only collect dead things, but also living things. As he spoke, Douluo looked at Lin Huan with a squint, as if waiting for his exclamation and scream. Lin Huan knew what Bazi wanted to do, but he just didn't follow his words. He touched the back of his head with his hand and said with a smile, "Oh, what do you think of such a small thing as a treasure?" Godfather, if you feel sorry for it, just tell me. Your newly adopted godson is very considerate. At most, you can give it back to you after you use it up. Little bastard, I think you didn't get beaten enough. Lin Huan would definitely not return it. Once it was in his pocket, it would be his. What's more, he found that there were many good things in this Ruai treasure bag. There were some pots and pans in the corners, and a large bag of gold soul coins thrown there on the other side. I can have a good sleep now. I found a tree stump and climbed up, leaning back in the middle of the tree branch. The trivialities of the world have nothing to do with me. If the sky falls, I have Bazi to hold it up. I can sleep. The bonfire on the open ground crackled, emitting a dry and warm light. Douluo sat on the side, quietly watching the dancing flames, and I don't know what he was thinking. A day passed, and when the sun rose, Lin Huan, standing on the branch, absorbed the purple air into his body again. This time, I don't know if it was because I got the soul ring upgrade, so the purple air group absorbed was much larger, even twice the size of the largest purple air group I absorbed before the upgrade. After the practice was over, Lin Huan turned around and wanted to go down, but found that Douluo was watching quietly beside him. What are you looking at here? Don't be disrespectful, call me Godfather. Lin Huan grinned with a smile. Godfather is just a legal heir to Bazi's property. By then, the grandson-in-law and godson will be me, and the yin-yang eyes of ice and fire will also be mine. Well, you are too narrow-minded. Just think of your godfather in your heart. You don't have to call him out. If you keep saying it, it won't come true. Douluo curled his lips and didn't dwell on this topic anymore. What kind of meditation method did you practice just now? You mean this? This is a meditation method I created. It can absorb the purple energy of the rising sun to temper the body and strengthen physical fitness. Oh, what are you now? You are only at level 11 soul power? Douluo was surprised. There were a lot of things going on last night. He didn't care about Lin Huan's strength. He just thought that someone who can absorb an 800-year soul ring was also a great soul master who reached level 20. But now his soul power covers his eyes and he feels it carefully. But he finds that Lin Huan's soul power level is only level 11! In other words, this kid absorbed the soul ring of an 800-year-old soul beast as his first soul ring! Lin Huan pretended to be indifferent. Well, a small achievement, not worth mentioning. not worth mentioning. Just don't look down on your godson's lack of strength. Jugubo felt that this scene was a bit familiar, thinking carefully. This was the same thing he said last night when he was holding the Ruai treasure bag and boasting about it. So I deserve a beating? I knew you had a traitor in your head. Jugubo took a deep breath, raised his hand and knocked Lin Huan on the head to calm down. He then remembered that he didn't even ask this kid what his martial soul was and what his soul skills were yesterday, so he spoke immediately. Don't be so proud. The first soul ring is 800 years old. Actually, I could do it back then, but I didn't want to be so shocking, so I just found a soul ring. Jugubo didn't know who he learned it from, and he became more and more fluent in bragging, and even knocked Lin Huan on the head again at the end. You should practice well in the future and take me as an example. Now, let me see your martial soul and soul skills. Jugubo stood straight with his hands behind his back, ignoring Lin Huan who rolled his eyes beside him. Lin Huan did not hide it and released his martial soul. Suddenly, a huge sunflower with 7 colors appeared in his palm, and the roots were full of rainbow patterns. Jugubo saw that Lin Huan turned out to be a plant-type martial soul, and he could not control his expression. You, plant-type martial soul, absorbing the colorful Mamba soul ring? Lin Huan was about to pretend again, but was interrupted by Jugubo with a brain shatter. Speak human language. My martial soul is a sunflower, and what I absorb is indeed the colorful Mamba soul ring. The soul skill I obtained is the permanent effect of poison and poison attribute attack increase by 10%. This poison attribute attack increase will continue to increase as my level increases. Lin Huan finished speaking, but Jugubo had a new question. Poison? Are you going to use a sunflower with toxins to attack? How should I put it? My sunflower martial soul is very special. It is not a simple plant martial soul. You can think of it as the king of plants. The king of plants can control almost all plant soul beasts through some of its own tokens and transform them to a certain extent. These demonized plants are my real combat power. Lin Huan's explanation made Jugubo more and more confused. What king of plants? How can the king of plants not be a sunflower? Let me show you how to do it. As he spoke, the sunflower in Lin Huan's palm was illuminated by the light, and a colorful sun ball floated out from its flower disc. Before Lin Huan advanced, the sunflower's sunlight was pure yellow, and it looked warm, but now, it has turned into a rainbow color, which means that the plants summoned by this group of sunlight will have colorful Mamba poison! That is, all plants summoned by the colorful sunlight will have an additional extremely poisonous effect! The effect of the soul skill will also increase the intensity of the poison attribute attack, that is to say, the attack of all poisonous plants will be strengthened. In the future, the pea shooter can be called the poison pea shooter, and the potato mine will also become the poison potato mine! Lin Huan used this group of sunlight to summon a poison potato mine, and then threw it on the ground, and the potato hid. Picking up a stone, Lin Huan threw it into the trigger range of the poison potato mine, and the next second boom, the explosion wave flashing with colorful sweetness spread from there and turned into a small mushroom cloud. Jugubo took a step forward, and his soul power turned into a huge shield to completely cover the explosion wave. At the same time, he carefully felt the colorful Mamba toxin in the smoke and nodded. It's very powerful. At least a great soul master cannot withstand such a sudden attack, even if he is prepared. It is easy to be hit. How about it, Bazi? Is it powerful? Be polite to me in the future. Collapse. Chapter 25 About food poisoning. Jugubo really didn't expect that his adopted son would be so talented. His first spirit ring was 800 years old, and the way to use this martial spirit was also very interesting. Thinking about it this way, this kid's strength is not bad, and he is a good match for Yanner. I was careless. I shouldn't have agreed when he called me godfather before. Now it seems unethical to want my godson to be my grandson-in-law, but it doesn't matter. Why do people in the world care so much? Huanzi, how old are you this year? Lin Huan didn't know what he meant, but there was nothing to hide. I'm 6.5 years old this year. Oh, that's just right. 6.5 years old matches 10. Jugubo, who was stroking his beard and feeling very satisfied, suddenly found that something was wrong. 6.5 years old? Exclamation mark. You are 6.5 years old? You got your first soul ring at 6.5? Or a super soul ring? Who knew Lin Huan had been waiting for his reaction. When he heard him questioning him like this, he puffed out his chest and put his hands behind his back. Oh, a little achievement. Not worth mentioning, not worth mentioning. When you were 6.5 years old, you must have been much stronger than me. Jugubo's old face turned red, and without saying anything more, he hit him on the head again. Go and wake up Yanner. Today we will look for a suitable sub-dragon soul beast in the soul-hunting forest. After saying that, he ignored Lin Huan's resentful eyes and disappeared into the forest. Of course, he didn't leave, but Yanner was a little uncomfortable if he was there. It was not easy to find a little friend to stroll with, and he didn't want to make Zhuge Yan uncomfortable because of his presence. At this time, the sun showed half of its face, and the morning glow in the sky was scattered. Lin Huan howled twice outside the small tent, and then Zhuge Yan made a lazy sound. After Lin Huan packed up everything, Zhuge Yan walked out of the tent rubbing his eyes. Huh? Where is my grandpa? The old man, the godfather, left first. Let's pack up, find something to eat first, and then find a suitable sub-dragon soul beast for you. Zhuge Yan's expression froze when he heard the first two words, and then asked in disbelief, "What did you call my grandpa just now?" Ahem, niece, you may not know yet, last night I recognized your grandpa as my godfather, now I am your uncle. Hurry up and call me uncle and listen. Zhuge Yan was stunned, and pinched his chubby face gently with his little hand. Hiss, it hurts a little, it's not a dream. I slept for a while, and there is an extra uncle. The old man doesn't want his beard anymore? Exclamation mark. Grandpa, grandpa. Jugubo hid behind the tree, looking helpless. He really had offended someone. He should shave his beard and hair in advance, otherwise it would be painful if they were pulled out one by one. Damn it, it's all Lin Huan's fault. This stinky boy owes me a blow to the head. No. 10. Lin Huan stood there laughing, waiting to see the joke, but after watching for a while, he found that the fire was about to burn himself. Zhuge Yan turned around and looked at Lin Huan with a wronged look. He was not afraid of torture, but was afraid that the enemy would target his weak spot. Lin Huan surrendered immediately. Hey, I was just joking with you just now. We are not friends. Let's talk about our own things. You call me Ah Huan, and I call you my niece. No. Okay, Yanner, let's go out and find something to eat. I'm starving. Zhuge Yan finally put away her arrogant expression. Although her mouth was still a little pouty, she could no longer hang an oil bottle. Is this edible? Lin Huan pointed to a fruit tree on the roadside and asked. There were 4 or 5 small green fruits on the tree, which looked like plums. Zhuge Yan was a spoiled young lady, so how could she know if it was edible? Therefore, she nodded. Yes, it is edible. The green one is the best. I have eaten it before. It is delicious. Pick it and try it. If you say you don't know, I lose. Lin Huan didn't know it either, but since Zhuge Yan said so, then what she said as the granddaughter of the master of the yin-yang eyes of ice and fire should not be wrong. But he forgot that Jugubo himself had been guarding the treasure land and watching it eagerly for many years. He didn't know many people, let alone Zhuge Yan. After 2 steps of running, Lin Huan easily jumped onto the tree trunk, picked all 4 fruits, put them in his pocket, and then jumped down. Here, try it. After rubbing his clothes twice to wipe off the dust on the surface, Lin Huan handed the fruit to Zhuge Yan. Zhuge Yan didn't dare to eat it. It's okay, let's eat it together. She took the 2 unwiped fruits, wiped them with her handkerchief, and watched Lin Huan put the fruit into his mouth while wiping. She was still muttering in her heart, it shouldn't be poisonous, right? When his teeth squeezed out the juice inside the green fruit, Lin Huan's saliva flowed almost at the same time, and his teeth almost instantly became sore. Damn, it's so sour. But he also noticed that Zhuge Yan was secretly looking at him at this time. What a great niece. She is so filial to me. Is this what you said when the fruit is green and delicious? Lin Huan controlled his facial muscles to make it as twisted as possible. He chewed and said, it's so delicious. Hiss, so sweet. Yanner, eat it quickly. It's so sweet. Slurp, I'll eat another one. As he said that, he was about to put another one into his mouth, but in fact, He couldn't stop the saliva from flowing out of his mouth. Zhu Guyan noticed Lin Huan's micro-expression just now, but she had never experienced the dangers of society after all, so she thought it was sweet. Hee, I told you it was delicious. She stuffed the fruit into her mouth and bit it with her silver teeth. The next moment, she showed a mask of pain. Her eyes, eyebrows, and facial features wrinkled together instantly. Lin Huan turned around and spit out half of the fruit in his mouth and 2 times, swallowing his saliva continuously. Lin Huan, you bastard! Zhu Guyan also spit out the fruit in his mouth, with a constantly changing expression, chasing Lin Huan to hit him twice. Lin Huan was running in front with a laugh, and after the two of them had been playing for a while, they were both hungry. One dry biscuit was not enough to satisfy hunger, not to mention that it was eaten last night, and they were just running and jumping. Hey, there are mushrooms here. This one looks so plain in color, it's edible at first glance. Pick them. There are more here. Wow, there are so many. That's perfect. Let's make some mushroom soup here. Lin Huan took out a small pot from the Ruai treasure bag, then washed the mushrooms with clean water, tore them into pieces and threw them into the pot. Hiss, it smells so good. This smells so good. It must not be a bad mushroom. Although Zhu Guyan said so, Lin Huan no longer believed what the silly girl said. Come on, one bowl each. Drink at the same time. The two did not trust each other on the issue of eating, fearing that the other party would cheat them again. Each of them took a bowl and drank a big mouthful. Hiss, how is it? It smells good, right? I said it smells so good. There must be no problem. It seems to smell good. But niece, why do you have 4 arms and 2 heads? Hey, Huan, why do you dye your hair in colorful colors and your body is dancing like a willow branch? Womuayu, Li Husai, my tongue is so good. Please read on. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.